Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second episode of the Health and Hustle podcast. I feel like it was just yesterday that we were here as friends having these great conversations about the world of health and hustle. We had an amazing time last episode. This episode is going to be full of everything. We're going to be hitting on everything. Are y'all ready?
Let's go.
Are y'all ready?
Do it.
Welcome back. Welcome back,
Let's do it.
experts. Kima, how are you doing today? Welcome back, Andrew, Mr. Watercheck. How are you guys doing today? Whichever one of y'all want to go first. What's going on? What's up?
What's up, you guys? It is Sunday. We're cold, but we're staying warm and we're here. We're doing what we need to do. We all look a little smaller than last time, so we're doing good.
Absolutely.
Doing good.
Absolutely. It's nice.
What about
you? Nice and chilly in the ATL. So we're loving it over here. Football Sunday. Go Falcons. Okay.
Go Saints. Go Saints.
Oh,
You said there was no confusion, y'all. You said there was no confusion. No
Okay.
confusion at all. I love it.
Okay, my love. So let's just get into the podcast, you guys, because we have a lot of stuff to cover. Everything is equally important, but I want to just get the elephant out of the room. So we're going to get into politics. I think it's very important for us as friends to discuss what happened in the election. Everybody is feeling it. People are talking about it publicly and personally. It's something that is sitting heavy on me. So I definitely want to talk about it and discuss it amongst my friends. Okay. So we all know there was a presidential election between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump won. So I am personally disappointed about that, and I would love to share with you all why, and with everyone who's watching. And I want to preface what I'm about to say by saying, by no means am I trying to hurt anyone's feeling or disrespect anyone or challenge anyone's political way that they vote. I respect everybody in the way that they vote in their political views, but I just would like to share how I'm feeling because it's bothering me still today. I voted for Kamala Harris for a lot of reasons. And I have three primary reasons why I voted for her, and I would love to explain why. The very first reason why I voted for her is because she looks like me. She's a Black woman that when I look at her, I see me. So number one, I voted for her because she looks like me. Secondly, I voted for her. Well, I voted Democrat because I am a very extremist when it comes to women's rights and the way women's rights about how they govern their bodies and them having the choice to do what they choose to do with their bodies. So that was number two. And then number three, for my daughter, I personally don't have, female organs because of my history with cancer, but I wanted to be a voice for my daughter. I was standing strong for her and every other woman in America outside of race, ethnicity. Women's rights stood tall for me. And then the main reason I did not vote for Donald Trump was because of his historical abuse of Black and brown people. A lot of people don't like to publicly talk about it. I can go down a list of things that he's done to the Black and brown community. Not that I'm spilling his tea because it's all public, but we're all adults here. I don't know if there are any young adults that are watching who are not familiar, but if you research it, it's there for you to see that he's done things publicly without shame to hurt Black and brown communities and women. So for that reason, he wouldn't have been a candidate for me to vote for anyway. It doesn't matter who he was running against. So that is my view. And I want to say also, just for people who are listening in, if you don't agree with me and don't understand, I respect it. But just to give like a view of how it feels, as a Black woman living in this society, if you could just imagine, I live and I have experienced living in this society where we are very privileged. But I have a grandmother that is still living, and my grandmother still teaches us, her great grands and great grands, as if she still lives in those times where it was rough. And that's me putting it politely, just trying to respect and just keep it calm where it was rough. So in my household, in my family, it is still very like that tone of what it used to be. We're still being taught how to conduct ourselves, how to move in society, as if those things are still happening, because we still have elders that are still trying to protect. The trauma is still there. Okay. So having someone that is a convicted felon, that has abused so many cultures and women, for me, zero tolerance. It doesn't matter who he was running against. But I want it to be very clear that because Kamala is a Black woman and I can visually see myself in her, that is one of the reasons, the biggest reasons I voted for her. Kima?
Let me also give a disclaimer and say, I'm born and raised in South Georgia. So where I'm from, it's one of those rural counties that is red, okay, for the state of Georgia. And in the area where I was raised, I went to school where we had separate proms. There was the school prom that was called the Black prom, and there was the off-campus prom that was considered the white prom, okay? I graduated high school in 1996.
Wow.
I voted for Kamala because she's a woman of color. She looks like me. Absolutely. Did I know and do all the research to figure out all of her views? No, I did not. But what I know is how I was born and raised, how I was taught, and in my mind, I had to censor who I am and my voice so that I did not run into trouble because of the town where I was growing up. Now, I am a Black woman. And when it comes to women's rights, I'm all about having my right protected. As a 46-year-old woman in a relationship that thought about having children, I feel like that is no longer an option for me, because now I'm worried about what's going to happen if I get pregnant, because I'm considered the geriatric age. I should not be worried that if I run into a complication, that my significant other is going to have to choose, or that he's going to have to deal with me passing away because I'm not going to get the care that I need, because these providers are not going to be able to treat me if I run into a complication. So you ask me who I voted for and why. That is why, because where I grew up is still the same. I remember my mother graduated in 72 from high school. My mother was a Black homecoming queen and there was a white homecoming queen. You understand what I'm saying? So when people ask me why I'm so sensitive about who I share my views with, I'm very private because I don't want to upset anybody. I really don't. But you need to understand where I'm coming from, how I was raised, what I was subjected to, in order for you to understand why I vote the way that I vote and why I'm so strong about that. So no, I didn't need to know every little thing that Kamala said, hey, this is what I'm going to put in place. I didn't even need that. All I knew is I'm sticking with her. I'm riding with her because I can't ride with him. He's never going to understand where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not that political when it comes to the nuts and bolts and all the details. It's real simple to me. It's Black and white.
Andrew?
Yeah, this one was tough. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to see somebody that looks like me come around to getting into the White House for a second time. I was blessed to be able to vote for Obama and saw him get in there. I was blessed to be able to vote for Kamala again. I mean, the important things for me were, of course, she looks like me. She was a Black woman. Absolutely. It wasn't any doubt about it. She could have said Donald Duck, and I was still going to vote for her. But even in the same sense, too, as a Black male, as a Black gay male, LGBTQIA rights are just they're hit or miss now. Trump is not an LGBTQIA fan at all. Trump is not a fan of gay marriage. I was married before, and I would like to get married again, but it's a shame because I've heard I heard this one couple on TikTok say he was nervous. He had to have that conversation with his partner because his partner's European. And he said, we may have to get on up out of here because I'm not going to lose you, but I don't want to stay here and we're not celebrated and we're not welcome. So, that scares me. Women's rights scares me most of all. I voted for my mother. I voted for my grandparents. They're not here anymore. I voted for my aunts. I voted for my female cousins. For you to be able to not know if you can have kids at your own choice and leisure with your own body, that's scary. That case that came out with that woman, that all that stuff that happened, that is scary. That is a real thing. To think that what I heard Trump say about his own daughter, that she looked attractive to him in a way that a father should not be speaking about his own daughter, blew me away. As a male, where it's like, huh? You said that about your child? And she just sat there like, no, it's not an option. I heard Trump and dictatorship in the same sentence. No, thank you. We're past that. We're so far past that. So now I think it definitely hit home a lot more. And I will say this as well. I definitely do feel like it has exposed a lot of people that were sitting in the same rooms with us and utilizing whatever knowledge we had, utilizing whatever information they could get from us. And I will say this is you cannot hide anymore. You cannot hide anymore. You cannot utilize Black women for your leisure when you feel like it. You cannot utilize gay men for your leisure when you want to look pretty and feel like it. You can't use these things that you just voted against. You can't do it. And I think I'm in a way I'm thankful for all of this because it's bringing it to the forefront now to where we can't sweep it under the rug anymore. That person can't sit next to you anymore and say, "Oh yeah, I support you. I support you and your husband. I support you as a Black woman. I support reproductive rights." No, you don't. No, you don't. So it definitely brought a lot of things to light for me.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I am today sitting in a difficult position with a friend, a really good friend of mine that I have to have a conversation with because I thought, and I'm a Black girl, she's a white girl, really, very good friends, but I had no idea that she favored Trump. And again, I respect her decision to do whatever she wants to do politically. But as my friend and us having conversations and her, coming to my home, I've been to her home, we've eaten, we're real friends. I have to sit down with my friend and have a conversation because I need to know why. Now, would I ask a colleague of mine, why did you vote for Trump? Would I ask someone who I have met through social media, why did you vote for Trump? No, because it doesn't faze me. People vote for whoever they want. But I need to understand from my friend, what is it? What was it? Knowing that knowing my history and knowing what I have gone through, my community has gone through. And the tone of his administration, whether people want to admit it or not, well, let me just speak to him. He has been known to hurt the Black and brown community and women, like I said before. And knowing that, what influenced you to vote for him? Mm-hmm. Like, could you not see the majority, and for me, I'm thinking just as a human being, even if I wanted to vote for Trump, because for my household, it would have benefited me economically. But as a human being, to me, is a priority for me. That's that speaks to my character and my integrity. So for me, and I don't know if this is good or bad, but I always look at people according to their character and their integrity. And for me, it has stained a lot of people. For me, I don't know if that's a fair judgment or not, because I am, the way I move in life is based on my integrity and my character and how I make people feel when I am present. And also when I'm not present. But as a friend, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I need to know. I can't even face her without having this conversation, this is how bothered I am about it.
I was faced with something very similar. And this goes back to, again, how I was raised in the area. I remember my good friend, I was in the third grade, and my good friend was having a birthday party. It's white girl. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to her party. I'm ready to go to Sheena's party. And my grandmother said, oh, you're not going to be able to go. She didn't tell me why. She just said, you're not going to be able to go. So when I said, Sheena, tell me, where's the party going to be at? So, I can be there. We were like tight. Okay. And she said, oh, my mama said, I can't invite you. We were in the third grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, why? Why can't I come? She said, because you're Black. I was in the third grade. Now, mind you, my parents' social economic status was up here. She was down here. But I couldn't go to her party. You understand? So I've been carrying a lot of traumas all my life as it relates to race and privilege and all the things. So for me, when it comes to if you are voting Republican versus Democrat, I do look at that because I hate to say it, I'm going to be judging. I am, because I feel like you're not thinking about me if you vote for Trump, or if you that's where you voted, who you voted for. You're not thinking about me as a friend, and I pride myself as being a good friend, a protector of all, trying to grow up and change my mindset because I understand not everybody is racist. Not everybody has a problem with me as a Black girl. Not everybody has a problem with me because I'm an educated Black woman. But what I realized with this election is there is a problem. There is a problem. Because I'm gonna leave it right there.
Okay. Andrew?
Yeah, it's
Have
just
anything you want to say?
I think for me too, and this was a very big thing too. I because you saw so many people navigate it differently on social networking, right? Some people did post about it, some people didn't. Some people posted about it a little bit because they didn't want the backlash. Then it was just so much, and I think it just really came to after he won. I really feel like you really saw the true colors of a lot of people. A lot of people, because sometimes you don't have to say anything, but a picture of Trump in a trash waste truck, and you're saying, Renew America, Trump's taking out the trash. What does that mean exactly to you? You took the time to post that photo on your social networking. You can delete it tomorrow, but it's still there. So you took the time to post something like that. And now you're now on the other side, you say, why can't we all just get along? That makes no sense to me because now do I classify
Because who's the trash?
Who's the trash?
Correct.
Who's the trash?
Who?
And that kind of I saw that from somebody that I considered a friend, and I was just like,
And that's what I mean about humanity, like the human in you. This is someone who is going to be running our country, making very important decisions for us economically, women's rights now. Is that appropriate? Like, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? And here's another thing that hurt me. You remember I said my grandmother, she governs her grandchildren. You gonna do this, you gonna not do this, make sure you do this, make sure when you walk in, your head is she tells us what to do to a T. I have said to her, Grandma is not like that anymore. I've said that to her. Grandma, people are coming around. I said that to her. And I think it's because I'm removed from what she has experienced. I've not had the experiences that she has had. And so this election was like a wound that I didn't even know I had. The scab ripped off. And so it hurts. So, it's like, and, it's hard to deal with something you thought was turning around. It's almost like you being in a room with a person that you think is one way. Yes. And then it's like, damn, this is really you. Like, oh my God. So that time when you said that you cared about me, you really don't, because this is how you show, this is how you show.
Yes.
And I think for Black
Yes.
and brown people, because of our historic traumas that we've had, for me, I was almost thinking like, this would be the perfect show of support, that we are not that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are not that. But we are.
And this wasn't planned, Keisha. If you don't mind if I play this video, I think this video of this guy breaking this down was so good because he literally was just saying, we as Black people, we would have supported you no matter what race you were. When you wanted us to march, we would have marched with you. We would have did whatever you needed us to do. He said, but not now. Not now. It was so good.
The end. Okay, it's over. We're done with. We're done. You guys are cooked, and you're cooked alone. You're by your fucking selves. When Trump is inaugurated on January 20th, we will not be on the fucking front lines of anything. You might have some Black pick me people might go over there and protest with you, but I know my Black ass won't. I will not. Okay, I just researched it and I found out that I can. I Googled it and I found out that I can. No, I've looked into it and I found out that I can't. I can't because you didn't have our fucking backs. Allyship is transactional. When I have your back, you have mine. Okay, that's how it works. It's transactional. It's reciprocal. Okay, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You didn't scratch our backs. You didn't have our backs. You left us fucking behind and you left us fucking for granted. You left us on the battlefield by our fucking selves. So now, deal with the consequences of your fucking actions. Don't ask me for shit. Don't ask me to protest. Don't ask me to petition. Don't ask me to do a motherfucking thing. But mind my own Black ass fucking business. Okay? Y'all played in our fucking face. Y'all pretended like y'all cared about Black lives. And the sad thing about it is, it wasn't like we weren't going to hold Kamala accountable. We said that if we elect Kamala Harris, we will hold her accountable and we will try to do our best and our damnness to try to get a ceasefire. Even Kamala Harris agreed on a ceasefire and a two-state solution, and that still wasn't enough for you. Trump did not believe in any of these things. So whatever happens, happens. It's not that Black people won't have empathy. It's not that Black people won't feel bad for you. But the sad thing is, you might have to hurt in order to actually understand it. You might have to feel it to understand it. And the sad thing about it is, Black people aren't wishing harm on anybody. We were trying to stop you from being subjected to the violence that we're subjected to every fucking day of our damn lives. This is nothing new to us. You didn't hurt us. You hurt your own fucking self. And that's the part that you don't understand. We loved you enough to tell you we don't want to see you go through what we go through every day on a daily fucking basis. But yet you did not want to listen. You didn't want to listen. We tried to help you. That's the part that you don't understand. We loved you enough so that you wouldn't have to go through what we go through on a daily fucking basis. We tried to warn you. Now you have to reap what the fuck you sowed. And for any pick-me motherfucking Black person that wants to stitch this fucking video, you pick-me ass bitch. Shut the fuck up. If you want to take your ass on the front line, you do that, but you are not going to guilt trip my motherfucking Black ass on no motherfucking battlefield to die for somebody who did not want to do the bare minimum, which was free, was vote for Kamala Harris. Don't ask me to do shit. Fuck you.
Absolutely.
He's hurting.
Absolutely.
And it's valid. That's the thing
Mm-hmm.
about it. It's valid.
Yep. It is. It's but I think I saw this video from someone in the community, and you can tell how far removed some people are from what's actually going on. You can tell how
Are they though?
So,
Are they though?
that's true. So is the removal is by choice. That's very, very true. Because and one of our friends she said it and it wrapped it up so well. She said, I hope you enjoy your privilege.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I hope you enjoy your privilege because you will never understand what a Black woman goes through on a daily basis, ever. Ever. I don't think people understand that I'm 6'2". Women still clutch their purse when they walk past me. When I had dreadlocks, it was in Atlanta. Remember, Keeman, we were talking about that? I was in Atlanta. They kicked me and my friend out of the hotel. So it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just have to stop. Certain people have to stop being oblivious to like it's not there. Yes, we've had a Black president. Yes, we've had a Black vice president who happened to be a woman, which is amazing, but it's still there. I'm from Pennsylvania. I was so distraught that Pennsylvania was red. I was so mad. I couldn't believe. I'm 39 years old. Pennsylvania's never been red for as long as I've been alive.
Oh
I think it's only been red one other time. That's why I posted, Pennsylvania, you better act like you know. Nope. And that was early, so we got to keep our eyes open here. We got to keep our eyes open. Everybody's feelings are valid. but we got to keep our eyes open, and we can't sweep this under the rug no more. We can't. Mm-mm.
I want to play a video, since we're playing videos, that I came across this morning as I was getting ready for the show. I actually sent it to you all because I was trying to wrap my head around what I was going to say without offending anybody, because again, I do respect everybody's views, political views, but for me, this election was different. Mm-hmm. The vibe was different. The tone was different. And God is always going to give you exactly what you need. And he sent this video to me. So let me play this video.
It's just so blatantly racist, y'all. And some of you might say, well, but Eddie, he's against abortion. But he's just so blatantly racist. And you might say, well, but Eddie, he's the lesser of two evils. But he's just so blatantly racist. And the thing with him not even calling her by her name, Kamala, he said, Kamala. You white people in the South, you know what's going on with that. Don't play stupid. You know what that is. We have a history of the way we disrespect people of color is to not even call them by their name. I'm old enough, I remember where a black man could work for a trucking company for 20 years and his supervisor would never even call him Larry, just call him Uncle. Come on, Uncle, let's go do this. It's embedded in our history of white people refusing to call black people by name. Even calling older black men boy. Come on, boy, help me load this truck. Trump is a blatant racist. Do y'all think about that? He's just a blatant racist. I could go back and list all the stuff going back to the housing days and being sued by the federal government for not wanting to rent to African Americans, to, the young teenagers that he took out full page ads on that was proven innocent later and they spent years in prison. It just goes on and on. He's just so blatantly racist. And here's what I want to do. I want to just speak for a few minutes to Southern white people. You're better than that. I'm better than that. Of course, I would never vote for him anyway, but you're better than that. I want you to think about this right here. You know he's racist. You know that. Don't play stupid. You know it. And you might say, well, but I agree with him on this issue, but he's blatantly racist. And so I just want to speak to Southern white people just for a minute and just think about this. Picture or go online and look at all the elementary school kids, African Americans. It's just all in the classrooms across the South. Then picture middle school African Americans in dance, in recital, in orchestra. Their lives ahead of them. Then picture high schools filled with football players, girded up 15, 16-year-old African American boys. Picture the girls in high school who dreams of Howard and Yale and their lives ahead of them. Don't put an old 80-year-old white racist as the head of our country. What did these kids ever do to you that you're going to stand in line and walk in line and vote for an old 80-year-old white bigoted racist that they have to be under for the next 4 years and hear all the racist dog whistles? Come on, y'all. Your mom and daddy did that. You're better than that. You don't do that. You say, well, Eddie, I gotta vote. I can't vote for her. Well, don't vote. Don't vote. Just don't vote, But if you are going to vote, think about, you always, the children. Just imagine what that must feel like to them. Didn't their grannies and daddies and mamas have to go through that enough? And here you are, trying to do the same damn thing. Y'all, he's just so blatantly racist. You know it. Come on, y'all. Let's just don't do that.
And this man lives in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He was raised in a small town in Georgia. Mm-hmm. And he has been, I was going back and looking at his content. He's been supporting Kamala throughout this election, and he's been posting that he is supportive of her. He even has a business that someone graffitied because he had some of her campaign stuff up on his business.
Me too.
But this when he said that this morning, I was like, that's it. Like, because it's not that I ain't gonna get into all of the things that I do agree with that he talks about, but the fact that he is so blatant about his view of Black and brown people and just his historic disrespect in the trauma that he has caused in the community, I just don't understand. I honestly, I need someone to sit me down and say, Keisha, he's a racist. He's a convicted felon. He has disrespected and ruined this woman's life, but he needs to be president because.
This is giving me deja vu, bad nightmare dreams from 2016. When I woke up, I fell asleep and woke up like in the Twilight Zone in 2016. And I'm here to tell you, there was a producer, John Legend, that went, he sponsored a film, and they went into my area, my small little town, and they were talking about, the race and being Republican versus Democratic and why things are so separate still in 2016. This movie is called Southern Rights. If you ever get a chance to take a look at it, that's my hometown. Okay. And they talk and interview different people in the town that were trying to run people out the town. Okay. From just asking questions. They are running people out of town for asking questions, why they vote one way or the next, or what their views are. And during that time, there was a very high profile case going on in the area where a young African-American boy was unalived by an older white man. Southern Rights, go check it out. It gives you background on how things are in Georgia. Okay. Those rural areas, maybe it will help people to understand why people are scared to vote in those rural areas, why they think the way that they think. But it's sad, but he's right. Eddie is right. It's been that way. I'm 46. It's been that way as long as I can remember. I don't know if it will ever change. I don't know if the county will ever, those counties, rural counties, will ever be blue. The counties that are blue in Georgia are your metro cities, your Atlantas, the Augusta, the Macon, where you have mixed population.
Yeah, I was born in Augusta.
But the cities should know better. Philadelphia should have known. There should not have been a question in these cities. Philadelphia, there should not have been a question on what color they were going to be. There should not have been a question at all. Like that 80% of those big cities, Philadelphia, all those cities, it should have been over in less than 10 minutes. Should have been over with.
And the very fact that, we have a convicted felon as president.
This man instituted a riot on the White House. Do you not understand those people walked in the front door and sat in Nancy Pelosi's chair? What would have happened if she would have been in that office? That's somebody's relative, aunt, grandma, sister. What would have happened if she would have been in that office? Have we seen that video? These people stormed the White House. This man instituted it, and you're putting him back in the White House again?
Someone lost their life in that in there that day.
Yep. But we're going to convict the people that climb the wall, but you're not going to convict the man that instituted it.
And we're going to let convicted fellas that are out here for being productive citizens not vote. Okay.
That doesn't make sense to me. But I tell you one thing. I saw this one video where this fella was standing in front of a Black woman, talking to her like he lost his mind, shouting all the rhetoric and stuff. And I saw that video. I'm sitting here like, you got one time. You got one time. And when I promise you, if you want to see Black men rally up, gay, straight, whatever you want to call it, that will get us to rally up very, very quickly. You will not disrespect a woman, regardless of color, especially a Black woman, in front of us. That's not going to happen. Absolutely not. Don't let Trump get you. Y'all saw the video. Don't you let Trump get you what you're looking for now.
Yeah, I definitely have been praying for America because it is it's about to get scary.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't enjoy it. You can't
Yeah.
enjoy it anymore, really.
So do y'all have anything else y'all want to say? Because I really do want to. I mean, I can sit here and talk to y'all until tomorrow, until next week about my feelings for this. Because there's no closure for me. I mean, and there won't be for 4 years. So I mean, y'all, do you have anything else that you want to add,
Good.
Kima?
I'm resting for the next 4 years.
Period.
Respectfully. Okay.
So am I,
Period.
respectfully. All right, so we're gonna move on to the health portion of the podcast. So let's get into GLP-1 topics. Y'all, one of the biggest things that happened in the GLP-1 community that I definitely wanted to talk about was, y'all, was it on the 4th when they took the doggone tirzepatide out of the compounded pharmacies? Honey, listen, that threw me. It threw me. So what is your thoughts? What are y'all thoughts about Eli Lilly temporarily coming off the shortage list, the FDA pulling all meds from compounded pharmacies, and how it was just an uproar in the community? What were y'all thoughts on that?
All lies. All lies. I thought. I'm like, I can't get nothing.
Oh my gosh. I know my immediate thought was like, damn, money can buy everything. I immediately went to, this is about money, because you guys are not off a shortage. Like Eli Lilly, nor Nordis. Like, you guys are not out of the shortage. So how did this happen? And the first thing that came to my mind was, damn, money can definitely buy things. Like, I thought the FDA was set up to protect us from these big pharma. And I'm like, golly, like, is this really happening this way?
I wasn't surprised. I have to be honest with you. I was not surprised. And I say this all the time. When I started this journey, something in my spirit was always prepared for that to happen. From day one, I said, Andrew, what's going to happen if this goes off the shortage list? If this goes away tomorrow, what are you going to do? I wasn't surprised, because if you think about it, they've done news specials. People aren't going to buy the candy. People aren't eating the junk food anymore. People aren't buying anywhere near as much food as they were before, because they are utilizing these medications. So think about it. You're not getting as many vaccines as you were when you were getting sick. You're not going to the hospital as much. All of that trickles down. That's why we like to say it covers your whole health, not just the scale. Yeah. So of course they're going to jump on that, because everybody else is losing money. Everybody. I wasn't surprised.
So, Brent, it wasn't that I was surprised that it came off shortage list, but the way it came off, because we're clearly still in a shortage. So I'm prepared for when they come off. Like, if everybody's getting, people who have insurance, those who are buying out of pocket, you can go to the pharmacy, get your dose that your doctor prescribed you on. You're not having breaks in your treatment because the distribution is there. There's no back orders on things, and we'll have it in 2 weeks, because people can't afford for those things to happen. If everybody can get their meds from big pharma and not have a break in their treatment, okay, I can calmly say, okay, we're out of shortage. So they have the right to take their molecular formula out of the compound pharmacies. I'm prepared for that. But you to just take it because, well, for whatever reason, whatever their just cause is, and then the FDA double downs on it, knowing that these people cannot get their treatment. I'm telling you, it'll be 23 years in a couple of days as a nurse working with compound, I never seen that. I never knew that it was possible. I thought that was the whole reason that the FDA set up the whole system of compounded pharmacies being able to come through for sick people. So it's like, now I feel like, who is really in control of this? There is it's nothing that we can do. Once they took that medicine, it wasn't nothing that we could do. Like, it was gone.
What Dion say must be the money, okay? Must be the money. Because tirzepatide, semaglutide, it's like, we can't get any of it. And semaglutide, Ozempic, will go over. That's been out of stock for how long?
Oh my God.
This was the entire journey, my entire
journey. Yeah. And not to mention, which is something I was very proud of with the compounded pharmacies, that they were able to get their attorneys involved and fight for the rights of the people. So that made me so proud, and it gave me reassurance that somebody is looking out for the people. Somebody is going to go to bat for us. So I was ecstatic that happened. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that they got their attorneys together and got it done so that we were able to start having terzepatide back dispensed to the community. So now we have this up and come. Well, before I even talk about that, let me just ask y'all. Because I know you guys do lives. I know y'all educate on y'all's platform. I know y'all's DMs be full of stuff. What did your lives and your DMs look like? Did the tone, was there a tone shift?
Oh, that's how I found out that something was going on, because I was live and people were coming in my live asking me questions. What do you think about the FDA updates? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I had no idea. So the whole dynamic of how my live would normally flow changed immediately. And I picked up my phone trying to Google, what are they talking about? What's happening? And I was speechless.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew?
It was, I didn't know what was going on, but like I said, in the back of my head, I was still prepared for something to drop. Because remember, months before, we saw from insurance companies, your PA might get taken away. So it's been coming in pieces. Someone said that, and I have to give them their props. It's been coming in small waves, and then that hit like a ton of bricks. So once it came to my lives, it was just like, oh, this really did happen.
Yeah.
And it was immediate. It wasn't, nothing that took time. It feels like they just pushed a button and said, oh, yeah, normal, off the shortage list. Yeah. So, but I have to shout out the compounding pharmacies. I have to shout out the call center agents that are answering the phone, answering the questions that people have, because compound is new to so many people. So many people are scared to do compound. So we appreciate y'all compounding pharmacies, because I know y'all sick of us.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
I definitely want to say thank you, and thank you. Because I've been in maintenance since March. I've not had a problem. I've not had a problem with my compound pharmacy or my telehealth company. But just speaking to the temperament of my lives and my DMs, y'all, people were so angry. They were scared, like the fear. I'm like, oh my goodness, like do these pharmacies not understand the weight of you taking a compounded medication from a group of sick individuals, physically ill individuals that have a medicine that is working and giving them such amazing outcomes, and you not be able to even give them branded? Like, I would love to know what was the expectation out of that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not out of shortage, and you're taking away the supplement, for lack of a better word. And these people are not going to get their medicine. So what is the conversation in the boardrooms about what's going to happen when these patients cannot get their medicine? I would love to have been a fly on the wall to hear that. So what advice did y'all give to people who came to you? What was the advice that you were given?
Listen, I felt that was the one time I didn't have an answer. So I really felt like I didn't have, I didn't know what to say. Let me say that. I didn't know what to say. I didn't have all the information. My DMs were full of people spewing out FDA updates and policies. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm on overload right now. Let me just try to figure out what's happening, at least with my telehealth and what we're able to do. Because I can't fathom trying to attack what's going on with the FDA and the why and how. I don't know that. But let me start down here on my level and at least address it from my standpoint with my telehealth, because that's who I represent as an influencer. That's where my medication comes from. So at least let me start there to see how at least we are affected, my community of followers, So all I could say, just give me a minute. Let me touch base with a few people. And I promise, as soon as I hear anything, I'll be back to report, because I'm going to be standing on business. However it comes, whatever it is. But just give me a minute to collect my thoughts, because all this is coming in 8 o'clock at night, and I had no knowledge. There was no
Mhm.
smoke signal, sent out
Yeah.
to prepare.
Mm-mm.
I just told people that if you had any reserves, tap into your reserves for now until we can give you some type of insight as to what is going on and what the plans are to resolve. Andrew?
And I will say too, I don't know if I'm jumping, but I was telling them to try semaglutide.
Mm-hmm.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Semaglutide ain't going nowhere. I don't know what the weird cloud is. Why they're leaving semaglutide alone. They're not touching those that bigger. They're leaving semaglutide alone. Semaglutide got a free pass. It's there. Something is better than nothing. Yes, we love tirzepatide. Tirzepatide does what we needed to do. However, we have to remember, are you really going to not touch semaglutide that's got you to 95 plus pounds lost, inflammation down, PCOS, that's done all these things for you? You're not going to touch semaglutide because that's not the popular medication.
Yeah.
You're not going to touch semaglutide because another creator told you not to touch semaglutide. You're not going to touch compound because another creator told you not to. So you're just going to sit there and potentially, allegedly gain all your weight back because of an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
We have to remember that even though all this happened, it came off the shortage list, the FDA, all of that, we have to remember why we started this journey. And we have to remember that we're all in this thing. We're all in this thing. Semaglutide, Victoza, Saxenda, Ribelsis. We have all these options here. Berberine, cissus, so many different options to get you where you need to get to, but so many people don't want to try because it's not the popular thing that everybody else is doing. It's not the popular thing that got somebody 50 pounds down. It's not the popular thing. We have to look past that. You got to keep an open mind with this thing. You have to.
You really do, because semaglutide is really an amazing medication. It really is. I think people feel that it's a little bit off-putting as compared to tirzepatide because it's single acting, whereas tirzepatide is dual acting. But I know a lot of people who have taken that initial dose and are over 100 pounds.
Mhm.
It may have taken them a little bit longer to do it, but the priority when taking these meds anyway is how do you feel, and giving your body the opportunity, the time for it to adjust and for the pounds to come down on the scale. So I think people don't think about that. Another thing that I was thinking, when I was coaching, I would tell people, if you don't have a telehealth company, find you a telehealth company, have you a telehealth company in your back pocket, because we all knew that they were not out of shortage. So your next best thing is to get with a telehealth company that's going to get you the treatment that you need for the time being. And then I also was thinking about, are we implementing like supplements? So I would talk about that too, just to give people options, just to be solution driven in that situation, because everybody was freaking panicking. And it's like, their feelings were valid, but it's like in a time of panic, I always start thinking, okay, Keisha, what can we do? How are we going to resolve this? What are we going to do right now? Because we cannot harp on what they've done, because it's done. They've done it. We don't have no control of it, but what can we do in the interim? And so those are some of the things that I was telling them. Fall back on your reserves. Andrew, yes, get semaglutide if it's available to you. Kima, getting all the facts so that you can give clear, definitive, concise information, and then also incorporate other things. Stick to your lifestyle changes.
I was just about to add that. And I've been throwing that tidbit out there that I'm gonna play devil's advocate, but a lot of people were panicking because they didn't make the lifestyle changes. A lot of them were. We're not saying you got to do backflips in the gym. We ain't saying you got to twirl weights around and juggle. We ain't saying you got to do all that, but you do have to do something. You do have to do something. And I think that's where almost 80% of that panic came from a lot of people in those lives, because they knew that they had not made the lifestyle changes to go along with it. So if tirzepatide goes away tomorrow, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? A lot of people were stuck.
Let me add to that. People had not made lifestyle changes, and their resource for information was coming from people that were not positive reinforcers.
Yes, that's good.
People that were not forward.
Where's the gavel? We need a gavel.
Not independent thinkers. So if you are already struggling on this weight loss journey, and you're looking to certain creators, influencers to provide you some insight information. Yes, they need insight information. Am I going to be able to get my medication? But they also need to be encouraged to remain calm. Even cortisol levels under control, friend. Be calm.
Yeah.
Please be still. But when it
Yes.
comes to this side of social media, TikTok, with creators like ourselves that are positive, that come up with solutions, it definitely helps to calm people down. Because I did speak to some people that had reserves. So I said, friend, you have 6 months. Why are you in a panic today? That's 6 months. What is the problem? But it was because of what they were hearing from other people. How to calm the masses. I think that was going to help, us get to some sort of resolution as well. That was definitely part of it, panicking because of the resource they were getting the information from.
And on the reserves too, back with semaglutide. If you got 6 months of Manjaro and you have not tried semaglutide yet, why are we going to use 6 months of our Manjaro and you got semaglutide here that you can try right now? You can see how you feel on semaglutide. You can see how your body feels. Is the weight loss slower? Is your inflammation down? Is all of those other comorbidities still falling in line with semaglutide? You still got 6 months over here. 80% of them are expiration is a year plus, allegedly, depending on what pharmacy you get it from, depending on what brand you got. But you don't go through your reserves and you have not tried semaglutide yet. Try semaglutide now while the getting's good, and then go back to your reserves and still, like you said, solution driven is the biggest principle here is you've got to be solution driven to get through this thing.
Yeah.
And if you think back to how many people are actually in maintenance, I had to ask myself, okay, Kima, are you really worried about tirzepatide? You're in maintenance. You really don't take injections every week. So can you really switch over to Sema on a low dose and see how that works with your body? But I don't think that was a thought that came up. I think you're taking my candy away and I can't get this candy right now versus, but okay, this candy is great, but we do have options over here. I don't think that was really kind of the thought process. It was just like, hey, you're taking something away and I want it right now. I want it back.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, another thing that I was thinking about while we were talking about being solution driven, I've often thought when it comes to compounded medications or telehealth for that matter, is it for everybody? Like, are people, I don't want to say responsible enough, but
Gamble. Gamble. Where is it?
So I sit my widow when she started that right now.
Like, do people understand the role that you have to play when you are entering into a telehealth or a compounded medication? Like, everything is on you. Like, they're going to send you a vial of medicine. It's going to be your responsibility to tend to that, to make it last, to pull up the right doses, to treat your side effects, to stay in contact with your clinicians, to be consistent, to be compliant. I mean, all the things. And, as we were talking about the solutions, it just popped in my mind, just thinking about, like, do people understand, or are they even ready for that type of lifestyle?
Friend, I do not believe that everyone takes a self-assessment. You got to be real with yourself. You know your mental capacity, what you can do and can't do, or what you're willing to learn to do in order to get the outcome that you're looking for, this positive outcome of weight loss. I feel like there are just some people that really need to be going to an office face to face because they need some hand holding. They need the education in real time, with somebody return demonstration. But I don't believe they're willing to accept where they are as far as taking the medication, because it's more of, I want it now because I just want to lose this weight. I'm tired of being obese. And then there are people that I believe don't need the hand holding. They can take the medication, do the virtual consultation, get the med. Now, I also feel there are some people that are capable of dosing that do not follow the script. They start self-dosing too soon, going up and down, playing with the doses. And I'm like, that's not even wise. Just because you know how to administer the medication, you're just going to give yourself whatever you feel like giving because you think I can start on 2.5 this week and tomorrow or the next week I can just give myself 10 milligrams, So mentally, where are you at?
And for the record, this does happen because I get this in coaching. People tell me this. They tell me, well, I gave myself 7.5 this week. If I ain't feel nothing, so I think I'm gonna give 12.5. They told me that. And I'm like, but is that what's on your script?
You know what it makes
did your doctor tell you to do that?
Right. It makes me think of someone that's type 2 diabetic taking insulin that says to me, well, Kima, I didn't take my insulin at 12 o'clock because I knew I was going to have this little piece of cake and I just want to have this cake. So I'm just going to wait because I know what it's going to do to me. Like, I hear that and it's so common, but it's like, that is not how it's supposed to go, friend.
Yeah. You will never reach a therapeutic outcome doing it your way. The reason why clinicians write prescriptions, the reason why they're able to tell you how to take medications is because there have been clinical trials done on the way they're telling you to do it that will give you the best outcome if you do it the way it's indicated. So when you choose to do it your way, of course you're stalling, friend. Of course you're having belly aches, friend. Of course you have gastric pain. Of course you have sulfur bursts. Of course you're dehydrated. Yeah, friend.
Yeah. I don't think it's for everybody. I don't. I do not think it's for everybody. I don't think weight loss is for everybody. I don't think everybody fully grasp and understand. You see the six-pack abs, you see the beach body, you see the small waist. I don't think you fathom what comes along with that. So many people message me. I will never forget it. This person's messaged me and said, I took the medication on Tuesday. I forgot I took it, so I took it again on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I said, so what do you want me to do with that information? What am I supposed to do with that information? I can do nothing with that. You guys have to understand and you have to read the directions that the provider gives you before you get their medication, because you're going to get the directions before it even comes to your front door. That doctor's going to send you information on how to do your jab. He's going to send you information on how much you are supposed to take. It's up to you to read it. It's up to you to make sure that you understand it. If you cannot handle that, telehealth is not for you.
Yeah.
You need to go sit in that office. You need to sit in that waiting room. You need to sign in and you need to look in your doctor's eyes so they can tell you and walk you through how that medication works, because some people don't even understand what the medication is supposed to do outside of decreasing on that scale. That's why I'm so thankful for you, Keisha, and you, Kima, because you tell them that science and medical part so they understand, oh, that's why my stomach was hurting, because that's actually what's going on. Oh, that's why my inflammation came down and I'm not retaining as much water. Oh, okay. That's why my heart's doing this and that. That's why all that's happening. Yeah. Yes. You didn't know the difference between semaglutide and tirzepatide?
Yeah. And, and a lot of patients don't know the difference between what is medical advice, what is personal experience, and what is education either.
Yes.
A lot of patients do not know that. We all coach, all of us, damn near every single day. And I know there are a lot of people that comes in and out of the coaching rooms, but every day I get someone that will come into my coaching session and will say, can I take 5 milligrams? And this is hypothetical. Can I take 5 milligrams this week? And then if I don't have appetite suppression, bump myself up to 7.5, and are really sitting there waiting for me to give them an answer. And I cannot, because you are asking me for medical advice. These are questions. That type of question is the type of question you need to sit with your clinician who has the licensure, the educational experience, and the specialty background to be able to definitively direct you so that you can yield the best patient outcome. Me as a nurse, I can educate you, whatever he tell you to do. Now, after he told you what to do, then you come to me and ask, and then talk to me. Then I can educate you on what it is that what outcome he's trying to reach. I can give it to you probably in a better tone. I probably use different verbiage than a clinician so that you will understand what he has medically told you to do on the education side. Okay. Kima?
This is it for me. Why am I having stomach cramps? I don't understand why my stomach is cramping. What am I supposed to do? friend, I have 50 questions behind you asking me that one because I want to know what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you need to avoid. I don't even know your medical history. Like I'm asking so many questions to kind of throw it back at the person for them to self-evaluate because I don't even know you like that. I can tell you what some of the common side effects are and what you can do for those side effects. But to just blatantly ask me, well, why is my stomach hurting? Use a 712-752. I don't know, baby. Maybe I don't know, but I want to help you. So I got some follow-up questions for you.
Mhm.
And when I get those types of questions, I will say, let's talk further, but you have to DM me because you know,
Yeah.
it amazes me because yes, we definitely come on coach and sharing our journey, but we all have 3 different journeys.
Mhm.
I've never taken semaglutide go with Ozempic. I've never taken it. I've only taken Mounjaro tirzepatide. So I can only give you my personal experience on this one medication or these supplements that I've taken based on my height, my weight, and what I did. And I'm going to tell you everything, but just because I tell you everything does not mean you're going to have the same outcome as I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know? But it's and people do get upset with me. I've had several inbox messages that suggested I was maybe ignoring people because I didn't answer questions, and sometimes I just don't see the things. But never to ignore. But then they also get upset because I'm not able to give them medical advice. Well, I'm not the doctor. I'm not your primary. I'm not your specialist. I'm not their telehealth. I'm just on here sharing experience and providing you education because that's what I'm able to do based on me being a registered nurse.
Mhm.
Anything other than that, it's like, friend, you have tapped into the wrong live.
Yeah. Andrew?
Now, Andrew is not a registered nurse, so they have a little bit more wiggle room than I do. They have a little bit more wiggle room than me. So when I say I'm putting my foot down on this so serious, it's not even funny. I am blocking people for this very reason. If you ask me medical advice in my live, if you send me medical advice in my DM, it's not going down. It's not going because I think what we forget is that HIPAA is a real thing. I think
Yeah.
what we forget is I cannot see your patient information. I cannot see your chart. I'm not supposed to be able to see your information. That's to protect me, that's to protect you, and it's to protect the telehealth company that we are partnered with. So I
I think
cannot
people know
advise you.
that.
I think they do, but I think they don't want to really fully digest that.
Oh, okay.
I think they don't want to digest it because they want to lose it so bad. They want to lose it tomorrow and they want it to be so fast. Again, that's diet culture. You want it fast, 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 but you don't even know how to pull medication and do the difference between medical advice. But that's a different conversation. But we have to start respecting that boundary of other partners, of other creators, where you cannot come in there and put the entire chat room, put somebody's page at risk that they have worked hard for because you are too lazy to ask the provider that you have access to message, email, or reach out to because somebody said that. They put a message in Keisha's live and they responded to me. They said, Andrew, I was too lazy to research it on my own.
Oh, wow.
I was too lazy to message the doctor and ask them. So I asked it in the live. And I said, how do you feel about what you just said to me? You just acknowledged that you were too lazy because you wanted a fast response. So you're going to put this person that is here helping you, giving her time away from her family, giving you her time hours on end, where her life could get cut off right now. She could lose her page right now because you were too lazy to do the research and use the resources that you have available to ask the question that you need an answer to that you know she cannot answer for you. We have got to do better and respect the boundaries of creators, partners, affiliates. We have got to do better with that. But I'm going to put the responsibility back on other creators and influencers as well. We have to all stand firm on that. Some people are giving medical advice and they should not be. Some people are doing that and they should not be. Some people are giving dosing information on their live and they should not be. So that's where the confusion comes, is because you see influencer number one doing it, but you don't see it from 2, 3, and 4. We all, as a collective, have to say no.
Yeah, we have that responsibility, but what I have noticed, people that creators, influencers that give, attempt to give medical advice have no license to lose.
Mhm. Mhm.
They have no fear of losing a license, whereas people like myself and Keisha, we do. So we protect it at all costs because this is how we take care of our families. So I do feel like people give that information, and I want to give them the benefit of the doubt to say they're doing that to be helpful, not knowing they're putting themselves at risk and that person at risk. I don't want to just say it's because of clicks and views, to just get more people in the room. I
Mhm.
wholeheartedly believe that their intent is to help and not harm.
Yeah. And on the patient side, just so that we can be very clear, if you are confused about if you are asking medical advice, just ask yourself if this is something that is going to tell me how to use this in my body, that has to specifically come from your doctor. Now, once your doctor gives you the okay to do a certain thing, then you can ask educational questions. Well, um, but if you're asking me to treat you, I don't treat, I educate.
Yes.
There's two
Yes.
totally different things. Okay. All right. So speaking of treatment, and semaglutide and tirzepatide, we know that these are big medications that patients have been receiving amazing outcomes with. We've been discussing this I know I've been on my journey for 2 years now, but I am noticing hot and heavy in the community that a lot of people are supplementing, using supplements now. And some of the more popular supplements are the Lipo-C, the NADs, the glutathione, the Semorline, Lipo-B. I'm personally a Lipo-C girl, honey. I wasn't at first.
Hey,
I
Period.
wasn't
We
at
like
first. I had to
Lipo-C.
sit back off in the cut, wait to see what it do for the girls first.
but you made it,
Oh
okay?
gosh.
You came onto the right side, Bray. You came
Oh
to
my
the right
gosh.
side.
And I'm so glad that I did. I am so glad that I did. I am yielding amazing results utilizing Lipo-C in maintenance, because I've only ever had it in maintenance, but I wish it was something that I would have incorporated ahead of time, but I didn't. Do any one of y'all want to speak to the Lipo-C?
Well,
Yeah, Lipo-C is fantastic. Oh, no, you go ahead, Kimmy. Go ahead, Kimmy.
look, look, I'll hit that. If you hit this some more.
Let's go.
So I started Lipo-C. Oh my goodness. I know it's been 8, 9 months ago. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I kept it a secret for probably about 3 months. There was only
Why?
because the community was so against it.
Mhm.
Everyone had such a negative undertone about the lipotropic injections. So the only person that knew was another nurse. We signed up at the same time to get it,
Mhm.
and the provider that we got it from. No one else knew. So we secretly took this Lipo-C. We were only talking to each other, okay? Not telling anybody about it. And we started on a low dose. And within a month, we were like, wait a minute now. I'm kind of noticing a change in my stomach area, okay? Because those are lipotropic injections. Lipo-C is a fat dissolver that, of course, dissolve the fat around your visceral organs. So
Mhm.
it's on a midsection. And I kept saying, I was sending her pictures, she was sending me pictures of where we were doing our injections at, like 4 times a week. And we can tell that the fat that was there before was not there at the end of the week. It was not,
Mhm.
but we kept it on a hush. And then we ended up moving up. And then finally, probably about going into month 4, we decided to kind of come out the closet and tell people, hey, we're taking GLP-1 medications and we're also taking this Lipo-C, and this is where we get it from.
Mhm.
I wish I would have started telling people about it sooner, that's for sure. But I attribute my waistline to Lipo-C. Yes,
Mhm.
GLP-1 medications definitely curb my appetite. I definitely don't have the food noise, all of the things. I definitely dropped the pounds, the lbs, and inches. But when it comes specifically to my waistline, I attribute every inch that I lost.
Wow.
I have the measurements to prove it. I remember taking my measurements the end of December of last year, and my waist was a 32. And then, of course, by March, it was 28. I remember taking those measurements, and I couldn't believe it. But the proof is in the statistics. The numbers were there.
Mhm.
But I definitely suggest that to anyone that's on the GLP-1 journey and you are struggling with that visceral fat. Your belly is large and you are type 2 and or have PCOS. I do suggest that. But it's also a conversation you definitely need to have with your provider before you start. People always ask me, what are the side effects? I don't, not one side effect of taking this Lipo-C injection. So
Mhm.
I'm definitely team Lipo-C. Okay.
Oh yeah, team Lipo-C period. Really quickly
Mhm.
before Smorlin, I actually got the real procedure on the table, liposuction, the whole 9 yards. Did all the things, And it went great. It went great. But of course, we gained the weight back. So we had to find another alternative. And the Lipo C and the Lipo B have been a great addition. My waist was a 40. It's down to a 32 and probably getting smaller as we speak. So to be able to have something like that in my toolbox, is a great addition, but of course, it takes the compliance, it takes the responsibility, it takes sticking to that. That's why I always ask people, and I was talking about this in Keisha's live recently, Lipo C is a cost. That's an additional cost on top of your GLP-1 medications. So you need to at least factor in at least 6 months of being on Lipo C in addition to your GLP-1 medication. And I teach that a lot when it comes to the supplements, is you have to factor that price in at least for 6 months, if not longer for some. Some take longer to work, like some, Simorelin. Simorelin is a peptide. It does growth hormone. It does all the things. It has so many different benefits: sleep quality, boosted immunity, bone density, all of the things. But, I tell everyone, GLP-1 takes precedence over here. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can't have nothing contradicting GLP-1. And, with certain things where it comes to increasing muscle mass, you have to eat to increase muscle mass. Some things may increase hunger. Some things may decrease hunger. Some things may not interact with the GLP-1 at all. But you wouldn't know that if you didn't do the research, So many people are so quick to go get the Simorelin, go get the Lipo C, go get the NAD, go get the glutathione, because it has all these amazing benefits, which is great. But are you going to do Simorelin, Lipo C, and GLP-1? Are you going to do the NAD, glutathione? You have to factor all of that stuff in, And, like with the glutathione's really, really good, because that's going to help prevent muscle wasting. We're all losing weight at a fast rate. Sometimes when you lose it at a fast rate, the muscle's going to go right along with it. And that almost worked too well. I had to stop taking glutathione because we was trying to get the pounds down. But I talk about this all the time. Any supplement you take, please do the research. Please understand what that supplement is going to do in your body. Please understand if that supplement is going to contradict with the GLP-1 or any other medications that you're taking or any other comorbidities that you have. You have to do that research and understand, does that even match what your goals are? Do you even need some more? You have to really think about all that before you purchase anything additional. But all of those supplements are great additions to the GLP-1 for sure.
Okay. So let's get into this case, you guys, that I have been following on Instagram. This gentleman who was over 600 pounds, and he started sharing his journey like many of us have shared our journey. So I've been following him for quite some time. His name is Heavy to Modified on Instagram. And he is he's actually right now going through his transition of removing skin. So I want to show you guys this video of him speaking to his doctor. And then I want to know what your thoughts are on panelectomy is what the surgery is that he's going to have. And what do you think about him? And what do you think about his case?
What was your highest weight?
Documented, it said 600, then it beat to error.
600 plus?
Yeah, 600 plus for sure. And then social media and everything, it was all about me. And then it was okay, well shoot, I'm actually bringing value to people.
Oh, yeah.
And then it got into now I'm coaching people, and now people are asking me to train them. And then now it just turns into it's just, documenting my whole journey, but then also helping people.
What we're going to do from the plan perspective, as I say, is we're going to make an incision way down low here and come up onto the side. And we'll talk about sort of where we take it up on the side in a second. And we'll lift up the skin and we'll tighten up the muscles underneath, pull the skin down as far as we can. Now, one of the things we tight.
Yeah, as tight as we can. As tight as we can.
I know. So one of the things we did talk about is, this is, and I know it's come up before as a question for you, it's called a fleur de lis, right? Making this incision down here.
Yeah.
So as a general rule, I don't like to make that incision, but the question that comes to you is, if we pull this down as tight as we possibly can, pull the skin out as tight as we can, but I still think it's a little bit loose here, and you would benefit from taking this out, are you okay with an incision here?
Yeah, 100%. Well, you're the doctor. So you got the canvas.
Yeah, there are some people that say, I don't want a big scar down the center here, right? And if you don't need it, I don't like doing it, right? I don't like doing it unless you need it. But the question becomes, which is going to bother you more? If you have some loose skin here.
The loose skin. I'll answer that right now. I'm sick of fucking loose skin. So if as long as I can still see my abs. And plus, the girls have the C-section scar too, right? I'm just,
The abs are on you, man.
Yeah. As long as I can see my abs, that's all. Everything. Everyone's loving the belly button too.
Yeah, well, so one of the downsides to actually this incision is the belly button sometimes, because the belly button actually really spreads out, but it actually looks good.
Yeah, swelling going down. How long does that take?
A year.
Yeah, a year.
Yeah,
That's
so I mean,
insane.
right from the time of surgery, your swelling will increase for about the first 5 days,
Mhm.
and then it will slowly go down over the course of the next sort of 6 to 12 months.
I'm shook. He looks amazing. So if you guys are not following him, y'all, this is an amazing story. He was over 600 pounds. Now he's coaching, teaching. He's going through this panelectomy. He's documenting it. He is showing us all, heavy to modified. And I'm also interested in his girlfriend because he and his girlfriend are they're going down this road together. So what are y'all thoughts on panelectomies and on this case?
So I actually follow this gentleman because at one point I was considering to have a skin removal or a peniolectomy. And so I was going through all other steps, consultations, and all the other things to determine if the insurance would cover it or if this would be something I would have to pay for out of pocket. So number one, I'm definitely pro skin removal, pro peniolectomy. After you have weight loss or just or C-section scars, honey, I'm for it because that skin it can be uncomfortable once it's irritated. So I'm for that. And I'm super proud of this gentleman. And I'm glad that he and his girlfriend are doing it together because it's very common when you have a couple that both suffer from obesity and have lost a lot of weight. If one person is smaller than the other person, there's usually a little animosity there that can cause a little havoc. So I'm glad that they are doing it together. They're, seeing eye to eye, but I'm definitely all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. That's like the gold medal after the race.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
losing that amount of weight is definitely a journey, and it takes discipline and consistency. So the fact that he has reached this goal and is having the skin removed, kudos. My hats go off to him.
Yes, Andrew.
That is, we celebrate the table over here. We celebrate the table over
Mm-hmm.
here. Okay, we say because I was considering it. Honestly, that's how I came to the GLP-1 because it was going to be either be the tummy tuck and liposuction again, or it was going to be the GLP-1. And the tummy tuck for me was 17,000. The GLP-1 was a little bit less. So I said, let's try this and see what happens. But for me, I did not want the scar. I didn't want the scar. Because one, I have a tattoo on my rib. So it would have, if he would have cut there, it would have messed it up. And I didn't want to mess that up. That tattoo is really, really special to me. That was the one thing. And then I just couldn't get over the scar. So I completely get him explaining that to him. I'm thankful that he took the time to explain to him how that would all work. But I'm going to also say this too. Men, do not be afraid to go get surgery for your appearance. Do not be, just because it's called plastic surgery or there's so many different terms for it, men, don't be scared. If you want to get gynecomastia for your chest, go do it. If you want to get the I'm going to say it wrong, palectomy, if you want to get that, go do it. Don't think it's going to do anything to your masculinity because you want to go. We have the same rights that the ladies do, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go get gynecomastia to tighten your chest up, you go do what you need to do. That those options are available to us as well. So I'm so glad that, like Kima said, that's the gold medal at the end of the race, baby. If that's the last part of it, so fellas, you can put a tank top on, you can put a suit on and be comfortable and be able to, be good in how you look. Go do it, man. I want to see men because if you think about that, when you go to a plastic surgery, you do not see a lot of men before and after photos. You just don't see it. You don't see a lot of men talking about it. And I challenge men that get these types of procedures done to talk about it and share their journey so other men can know that it's okay to do.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely love this story, and I love that he's sharing. It to me, it is so helpful for the community because this is something that a lot of people have to consider. A lot of people have this awaiting them at the end of their journeys once they get to maintenance or once they get to their goals. And I think this is one of his first surgeries that he's going to have, but I'm very proud of him. I love the fact that it is a gentleman that I came across his page. It's a gentleman that is showcasing this because I think I've seen a lot of women with skin removal, but I've never seen a man. I've never seen a man documented. So I was very proud. I'm very proud to see him going through that, and he's so happy. He's so joyful, and you can tell that he is very appreciative to be in the situation that he's in. So I love that for him.
Yes, I want to encourage other people that have lost an excessive amount of weight, to not be afraid of having skin removal. I hear a lot of people in the community talking about, I'm just going to lift the weights and kind of increase my protein, but we have to be realistic. What is your age? What does your elasticity look like? You know, because we're all different, but I don't want you to feel ashamed because you decided to have it. And I would love to see more people document their journey, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else y'all want to say about GLP-1s, GLP-1 education? Anything else y'all want to attribute? Because, honey, when I tell you, I have been waiting to get into these freaking hot topics.
I love it.
Honey, the education is good, but baby, the tea is better. Okay, guys, so let's get into these hot topics. We're going to start the hot topic off with T.S. Madison. Baby, when I tell you, I love the T.S., I love the TS. So let's just start it out with some good old gathering of the girls. Okay. Let me give you guys insight on a live that she did on her YouTube channel. I came across this and I was like, I gotta share this with my friends because this is everything. Here we go. Here we go.
And I was watching somebody had wrote and said, somebody's writing Ozempic and shit up on my pictures and videos. I want y'all to understand something, bitch. No matter how fat, no matter how much my weight fluctuates, bitch, because my weight gonna fluctuate because I'm a woman. Our weight fluctuates. No matter how much my weight fluctuates, bitch, the mug is what it is. The mug is what it is, bitch. I'm a pretty motherfucking hoe. Y'all can't fluctuate on your face. Bitch, your face can't fluctuate. Okay? Your face can't fluctuate. Your body go up and down, but you hoes is ugly. Bitch, I am up. You looking like your dad and your Uncle Earl, bitch. Okay? I just want to say that. I got to get that out. Because I said this, my new year done started. And I already done said I'm not doing shit the same way I did last year. When I decided I want to go down in size, bitch, it won't be because you hoes said all that shit. It'll be because I want to do it. You could never hurt my feelings, bitch. Anytime I'm on the carpet, I'm going to eat it up. Whether I'm a size 20 or size 16.
Okay, come on, the TS. Y'all, I felt that in my spirit. Because people always talking like, mind your own scale. Please, people is always talking. They sit back, they look, they watch you. They see you living your best life. They see you looking good, you smelling good, you talking good. They see all of the things. And without asking you one question, they make their observation and they want to speak on you. Just mind your business. And I just love the way she eloquently gathered the girls. Like, if and when I want to change something about my temple, that's when I'm going to do it. It ain't going to be because you out here bullying somebody or speaking on what somebody look like. And this, it ain't going to be, it don't have nothing to do with you, friend. Let's be clear.
Listen. And if I want to take Ozempic, okay, or Monjaro, I'm going to do that. Okay. When I get ready to do that. Like, what's it to you?
Yeah. And we have to stop judging people at whatever size they want to be. I hear so many people say, oh, Andrew, 180 pounds, that's an unhealthy weight. That's an unhealthy weight for you. It's not an unhealthy weight for me. That's an unhealthy weight for you. So many people, oh, you need to stop losing. Oh, girl, you need to stop losing. You doing too much. You're mind your own health, baby. Mind your own health. It's fine. Yeah. We're gonna maintain this waist, honey. I don't know what you're gonna do, but we're gonna maintain this waist. We're gonna maintain that. Okay. You need to figure, but that's why I always say, and that's why we all say the same thing. Everybody's journey is completely different. You may be able to manage 200 plus. That's your business, and I'm not judging you. But the way these jeans is set up, the way that these shorts and swimming trunks is set up upstairs, we're not doing 200 plus again. Whether it's tirzepatide, semaglutide, but we're not doing it. But that's my business.
That's my
I know business. Everybody's not going to do it like me. So that's why, and she said something so important. She said, when I decide To go up, down, backward, forward, sideways, that's up to me. And that's what we have to remember. It is your journey. It's up to you. Don't let anybody else in their mouth sway you from what you want your goal weight to be. You wanting to get into this gold swimsuit, from you wanting to be able to do X, Y, and Z. That's you. Don't let these people talk too much. Talk too much.
And why,
Child.
I mean, first of all, I don't even know why people still talk about Ozempic when Mounjaro is king and queen. I don't even know why they still talk about
Okay.
Ozempic. Like, what's the talk about?
Man, nobody talking about it. Nobody talking about it no more. Oh my gosh.
Now there was another topic that came up, y'all, that tickled me. Good old uncle Shannon Sharp out here being controversial again. I mean, it's not really controversial. It's his take on dating. But y'all, I saw this clip and I was like, come on now. Let me play this clip for you guys with Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp out here dating now, child. We all know he out here doing things. But this is the type of date you're gonna get when you go with on a date. Here we go.
You spending on these dates? Come on now. Come on. No, come on.
Man, look, I think $300 is a good budget.
It ain't.
$300 ain't no good budget.
Absolutely not. This Atlanta. You know what I mean? Drug dealers and scammers and stealers and robbers and athletes. We got the Atlanta Hawks, the Falcons, the Braves. You know how much money baseball players make?
I do.
So if you catch her after she been down there in Lennox with one of them Atlanta Braves and you show her $300,
See, you named her. Now, which one of those teams Shannon Sharp play for? The Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, the MLS team? Which one he play for?
Club Shay Shay.
If I look at you and all of a sudden you talking about you want the seafood tower and that thing got 6 lobster tails and 5 crab claws and all and scallops, no.
Come on, you ain't telling me you putting these women on no budget, bro.
I'm on a budget.
No, hell no.
Yes, I am.
I don't believe that.
I'm on a budget.
Come on, man.
I'm a poor hustler.
Man, you still getting undisputed money. Stop lying to these folks. Huh? I get it. This your show. You don't want nobody asking you for nothing.
No.
Friend,
Don't come get me. Do not make me get out of my 47-year-old comfort zone in my bed and to bring me on a $300 date. Y'all know how much a drink tab costs? Are we eating? Like what?
The appetizer?
What's going on?
The appetizer, the drink. My goodness.
We don't drink cheap liquor. We don't drink cheap liquor.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, if you're going out and you're having you a good old time,
you want to get you a good beverage. You know?
You got appetizers, you got the meal, you want to have a good drink. So you already out the door. You just want to spend $300. And listen, I'm not saying that I would take someone out on a date. We all know that I'm married, but when me and my husband go out, y'all, our tabs be up there. Like our drink tab alone, because y'all, inflation is a mother. You go into a drink, one drink now is $15 to $20 a drink.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We are in Atlanta. There is no such thing as a $300 date.
Tab.
We out going. First of all, ain't nobody counting no coins. We having a good time.
That part.
I miss it so much.
What makes the time that we have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because when I go to Atlanta, it's literally one of those. Okay, you know, whatever. It's Atlanta. Who cares? You out here to have fun. Atlanta don't sleep. You're supposed to go to Atlanta and spend money. That's what you're supposed to do.
And here's my thing. It's not that I can't go eat ramen with you. I can go eat ramen with you. Actually, that's one of the things that I love best. I can go on a $150, $200 date. But if you already in your mind saying, I'm only just gonna spend $300, like you going into the date with that, honey, don't come get me.
Right. Just call.
Because you limiting how much fun we gonna have. You limiting what we can do, where we can go, what we can do when we get there, how much of it we gonna do. Oh no. I could stay in the bed, honey. We could just order pizza and just have us a good old time watching some movies, Netflix and chill. But don't take me out on the town and in your mind, you already got you talking about $300, friend.
You're like, no.
Okay.
Do better. Come on. Savannah State raised us like that. Savannah State did not raise us like that, okay?
No.
Let's not limit us.
I thought that was so funny. I said, not Shannon. All the money, the gajon, I think it's called l'argent, all the l'argent you have, you just spent $300. That guy said, don't tell me you putting the girls on a budget. Like, come on, Shannon.
We still collecting Bronco money, okay?
I love that.
Yeah, man.
I love
Mm.
And YouTube is paying him very well. Okay. YouTube is paying him very well. Don't get it twisted now.
They eat it when they go.
YouTube paying him very
A
well.
Caesar salad. I don't think
That's too funny. I thought that was hilarious. And then I know y'all don't like to always circle back to the GOP ones, but for the life of me, y'all, now when I am scrolling on social media, every time I see someone has lost weight, it crosses my mind how they did it, because people have been overweight for some time. I'm talking about in the celebrity world. There are some characters we've only known them to be heavy. And so now here lately, since Manjaro, the Ozempics, the Zepbound, the Wegovy has hit the scenes, these popular GLP-1s, I've come to notice that a lot of celebrities that I'm just so used to seeing them heavy are smaller. So Kima, you sent me a picture of y'all, Fat Joe. And when I saw it, friend, my mouth literally hit the floor. So I'm going to post a picture of Fat Joe. Andrew, I don't know if you saw this picture or not, but this is Fat Joe. What do you think as a man? Because we're gonna get these two men that just threw me out the way. I just want to know what you think as a man. This is Fat Joe.
Looks good. Fat Joe looks good because I mean, if we remember, him and Big Pun were like this. Big Pun was heavier. They were very, very close, but Big Pun that just wasn't his thing to get that off. So I'm definitely glad that he took the decision, took the initiative to get that weight off. He looks good.
He does. He looks amazing.
You know what?
He looks amazing. Go ahead, Kima.
What if GLP-1 medications were out back then? Would Big Pun still be here?
Right.
That's what crossed my mind when I saw that.
Yes.
Luther.
They were.
All of those people. Wow. That's something, man. Luther struggled with that so much. He struggled with his weight so much.
Up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down.
And I'm thinking about Luther. I remember saying, "Are we listening to Big Luther or Little Luther?" And a thing that people say.
Yes.
Exactly. Shame on me.
Oh my God! But you're not the only one that thinks that. That's like a running thing. When we talking about Big Luther or Little Luther, that's like that was a thing. It still is.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yep. That's something to think about. Wow.
So what do y'all think about Busta Rhymes? Now this one shook me. Busta?
Look at yes.
Busta, you look good, son.
I like Busta when Busta was bigger. Like I was all with the thick Busta.
He looks so much younger though.
Yes. Like his sons. He look like his sons.
He looks amazing. And so there was a clip. I can't remember if it was going through Instagram or YouTube, but it was a clip of women. And in the clip, it shows their before and after pictures as well. So I thought that would be quite entertaining to put their pictures up as well, so that we can talk about how we think they look. Not so much. I don't really know if these celebrities did the GLP-1 meds or not. I'm just excited that they look amazing. So. Of course, number one, and my friend, I don't care, honey, I don't care. When it comes to that purple, the color purple, the only person that I think about when I even see the color purple is Miss Oprah Winfrey, honey. Yeah. So this is a picture of Miss Oprah Winfrey's before and after. And I think she looks so beautiful.
I'm happy for Oprah. She's another one. She struggled with it for years. And, she's mentioned that many times where, she couldn't get jobs at one point because she was heavier. She was judged every single solitary day because of her size. She was on magazine covers and they didn't want to do it because of her size. So I'm super duper happy for her. Ozempic or not, I believe she did confirm allegedly, but listen, I'm happy for her. Listen, she has a sparkle now that she hasn't had in a very long time. I'm happy for her.
And Oprah be working out, honey.
Yeah. She does.
And she has a whole garden, like a fruit garden, vegetable garden on her property. Yeah.
Things. And I'm not mad about it, because if anybody deserves it, I feel that Oprah does.
Yeah.
In the limelight as long as I can remember. That 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I was glued to the TV trying to talking about.
In her whole career, they drug her for that damn weight. Yep. So, baby, do it up. Do it up, big O.
Do it big.
Period.
Okay, another young lady that oh my God, I absolutely love Rebel Wilson, you guys. What do y'all think about Rebel Wilson? She looks so beautiful, so amazing. Y'all know Rebel was at the Oprah Winfrey Live program that she had for GLP-1 medications. Rebel was so beautiful. I mean, she's always been a beautiful, all of these individuals are beautiful people, but it's something different in them now. Like they have that sparkle in their eyes, that they have that extra pep in their step. Like bitch, I look good. I look good. And it's my business how I got here, but I look good. Rebel Wilson look good to me. What y'all think about Rebel?
Yeah,
She looks good. I think she looks really good. She's married now. She looks at her wedding pictures were stunning, 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 stunning. But I feel sorry for so many celebrities because we pay more attention to them when they were heavier. And now that a lot of them have lost weight, are you paying attention to Rebel as much compared to when she was in a movie and you were laughing at her? Do you still have that same energy for Rebel now? Do you still have that same energy for Fat Joe now that he's not quote unquote fat anymore, you know? So I feel sorry for a lot of those celebrities that are still judged every single second of the day on their size and how they look in front of that camera.
What y'all think about, you have anything you want to say about Rebel King? Okay. So what do y'all think about Miss Christina Aguilera, baby? Miss Christina Aguilera is serving the girls.
Christina looks good.
That woman looks amazing.
Christina looks good.
I missed. All I remember is smaller Christina. So I missed smaller Christina going into this larger body. So when I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, she got up there. After she had a couple kids, she had got up there because she was out of the limelight for a while, but she just started coming back, performing more. And I honestly, if you ask me, it was before because now she's doing the Vegas residency. That's why she got together. And she's very much giving Vegas residency with how she looks. She looks fantastic. She looks like she just walked off of the What a Girl Wants video yesterday. She looks absolutely amazing. She still even sounds amazing. Because, with some singers, when their weight changes, their voice changes. And she still sounds, oh my good, she sounds fantastic. We love Christina Aguilera.
Yes, I love her.
A 90s TRL kid. We love her.
Another popular singer, Adele. Adele has had her weight off for some time now. Adele looks amazing, y'all.
I didn't recognize her. I did not recognize her.
Yeah.
I did not.
She looks amazing. I've always, again, another pretty girl, always have been a gorgeous woman, but it's just something about Adele. When I see her now, she knows she look good, honey. Adele knows she look good.
Love Adele. Adele's fantastic.
Now, this one I saw some time back. Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott. Now, y'all know Missy Elliott is known for all of those outrageous, those out of the box videos when it came to her music career. I used to look forward to seeing, oh my God, what is she gonna do creatively next?
Yeah.
So she always had something about her I've always loved. But the way Missy Elliott is moving now in this smaller body, it's like she's embodying her. It's like it's pure feminine for her. It's like she's just so gorgeous to me, like she showcases her femininity more. So I love that about Missy Elliott. Love it.
She looks great. And she's kept it off for a couple of years now.
Years.
She's been that size for a very long time. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize this is the first time she's ever went on tour before, ever. She's never went on tour all these years. This is the first time she's ever went on tour where people can actually, she's done festivals and things like that.
Yeah.
But this is her first time she's ever done a tour before. So I was super excited for her.
Yeah. As a heavier girl, I would notice that her appearance now, she's always been another beautiful girl, but now it's almost like I see a softer side of her. Like she wears her hair longer now. She wears, it's a softer look to her that I absolutely love, that I honestly think that she could have pulled off years ago. I mean, her look was her look then, and I loved it then, but I really love that. I feel like I'm seeing a softer side of Missy Elliott with this weight loss. What you think, Kima?
No, I definitely agree, because that's what I was thinking. Like, she's definitely one that face card never declined. Madison said, like, on period. She's always had that glow, always been very beautiful, beautiful smile, all the things. It's like now definitely embracing the softer side of Missy Elliott.
So what do y'all think about Miss Kelly Clarkson and her weight loss? I think Kelly Clarkson looks amazing. She didn't initially start her career off as an overweight girl. She came onto the scene very average weight, beautiful girl, and gained a lot of weight. And now Kelly Clarkson is back, how she showcased herself at the very beginning. So I absolutely love that. And I don't feel like Kelly Clarkson's voice changed when she gained weight.
Nope.
No, it did not. I remember her going viral after announcing that she's dropped all this weight, and it was like, I'm back, I'm back. This is a version of Kelly Clarkson. I mean,
yeah, she looks good.
Yeah. Like amazing.
Love that. And you know how I know for me, whenever I was overweight, I would hear people tell me all the time, "Oh, you have such a pretty face for a big girl." And so I found myself thinking this of Kelly, because I had not known her to be a heavy girl. When I saw her as a heavy girl, my thought was, oh my gosh, she's pretty. Like Kelly Clarkson has just always have been a beautiful girl. So when I seen her in her heavier body, it wasn't a difference for me. She still was a beautiful girl. And now that she's lost her weight, to me, she's still a beautiful, gorgeous girl.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She looks great. She sounds amazing, but she's always been positive. I love the people that have been positive either way the entire time. Fat Joe, Kelly Clarkson, Miss Yellow. Miss Yellow was always fun, so I just love to see that it's taking them to a whole nother space with themselves where they're like, oh, I'm good. Miss Yellow's wearing a nice fitted tight suits. Kelly Clarkson, nice tight dress, Fat Joe's. And even as a guy, I don't think people understand when you can wear a nice fitted suit or a nice fitted shirt and it's not lifting up and hanging all over the place. That's the best feeling ever. I love that for them.
I'm trying to tell you, there's one more girl that I want to talk about, Kelly Osbourne. I saw Kelly with her weight loss, and Kelly is very cute too. Very cute girl. I think for me, I've only known Kelly to be overweight. I don't think I remember Kelly being a small girl. So when I saw her small, I was like, come on, Kelly.
Yeah,
come on.
She's
I
done
was
it a few
very happy
times.
for her.
Yeah, she's done it a few times. Because her brother finally joined in as well. Her brother didn't start immediately when she did, but her brother joined in as well. And then, of course, we know Sharon's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We don't know what's going on with that, but it's nice to see. Kelly's always fun, though. Kelly's just always been like, this is how I look. Here you go.
Yeah.
For her to be a size that she can wear. Yeah. I love that for her. Love that.
Now, Andrew, go ahead, Kima.
I was going to say, she's just another one I didn't recognize in the frame. I'm like, who is this? I had to go look it up. Like,
oh wow, because she looks so different. She doesn't look like the same person.
Yeah, because I'm accustomed to the all black gothic.
Yeah,
I'm like, who's this woman?
Now, Andrew, speaking of men, I want to play this video of this sexy gentleman. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. You brought up the men, so I had to throw a little monkey wrench in there. I had to keep this one in my little back pocket because when I seen this gentleman, I was like, okay, so let me play this clip of this handsome fly guy.
Move like that.
The Italian style.
Like that.
He is so fine to me.
I need all of that at that.
All the way back to Rocky. All the way back to Rocky, honey.
Okay.
All of that at that.
So good.
He does.
Oh my goodness. Now that's what you call a distinguished gentleman. Okay.
That's it.
Sylvester Stallone looks amazing. Oh my goodness. I just love him and his little spirit. He's so happy. Oh my gosh, he looks so good to me. Okay, so what's y'all's take on having a messy friend? They have some people that is just, I have some friends that are just messy. Like And I'm here for it. Like, so freaking shady, y'all. I pulled this clip off of YouTube from Funky Dineva, and listen at what he said to his friend and about his friend, y'all.
Kenny, girl, you my sister and I love you, but you can't keep getting on the internet calling people bell pepper shaped and Vidalia onion shaped friend, because you was real fat on the phone today. Now your face was real cute. I had called Lynette. I called Skin Miami, and I told her, I said, "Ooh, girl, stop going out to eat with Kenny. Y'all need to start going walking." I said, "She looking good and her face real pretty and her skin is plump. And sister, you is glowing. But baby, your cheeks today, when we FaceTime Miss Skinny, you look like a whole butterball turkey, bitch. I'm just telling you this, friend, and I know I could have told you this in privacy, and I'm not being a good friend by telling you this in front of capacity, but I figure I could shame you into losing that weight. Kenny, you got a good job, and you got a master's, and you got a good job with benefits. I know at the weight you at right now, you got to have type 2 diabetes. Go down there and get you some Ozempic for free. I know you got some pre-existing conditions that them people give you some Ozempic for free, Kenny. Okay? Or if not, I go around here to Jackie house. I'll walk around here to Dr. Jackie house when I get off, because you know I'm rich like this. Listen, one thing a bitch gonna do is let y'all know where they stay. Okay? I stay 2 streets over from Dr. Jackie. I could just walk on over there to Jackie house and have her write you a scription. Oh, let me tell y'all something else. When I was at Quad Party, I saw Eugene and Toya. Baby, Eugene look good, bitch. Eugene look good. Eugene don't lost all that weight on that Ozempic, baby. Eugene, let me tell you what Eugene giving. Eugene is definitely giving. If I walked into the cigar bar, I ain't gonna lie, I might not have looked at him first, but if he would have winked at me and motioned to buy me a drink, I might have went home with him. Yes, God, because that's the way my desperation set up. Eugene looking good. Toya, you better hold on to his ass and stop talking to him crazy, because it's a whole lot of punks, sissies, and whores in Atlanta that'll take Eugene right up from you. Eugene look good. Eugene look good. Toya looked good too. Toya looked amazing. Toya lost some weight. Toya body looked amazing at Quad Party. She looked real good. But anyway.
Yo, I love a good old messy friend, baby. At least he being honest with his friend. He said, "Okay, now I see you putting on a little extra. Let's get it together. Come on, let's go get the script now."
I can appreciate the delivery because he had good intentions. He was like, "Friend," and then he had a solution. He was solution driven. He said, "I can go to that house. She's 2 streets over. I got you. I got you."
Oh my gosh.
I would say the disclaimer is, as long as that's your good Judy and y'all talk to each other like that, that's your free pass. If that's not your good Judy and you a associate, that's something different.
Mhm.
But if that's your good Judy, you good. You good. You got to be good Judies for you to do something like that. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And speaking of
If
good
you don't put my
Judy-
business in the street, do not put my business in the street. You
Right.
better call me. You better call me.
Yes, call me first. Listen, I just had a couple donuts. Leave me alone now.
Speaking of good Judies, y'all know this podcast would not be podcasting if we did not get into tea time. So I definitely want to get into tea time, honey, because we've been talking tea. We've been in them group chats heavy. Us three. And one of the biggest things that we've talked about, and listen, let me preface this by saying, those of you who are in the GLP-1 community, y'all don't bring this topic up again. This is something that happened over a month ago. We just not getting here to talk about it, okay? So don't be making no videos because we don't want to hear that. We're gonna scroll on past you, and I might block you, okay? We just talking
Hey,
about
don't mind.
this
I
in front of
probably will.
y'all because this is something that we have talked about privately, and I want y'all to hear what we said about it. But Andrew,
Oh.
Got this mic.
It's on. It's working. It's working.
Andrew, why the people was on your ass about this OG debate in the GLP-1 community? They was on your ass.
They was. That post was, yeah. That post was on my heart that day because I just really feel like I think a lot of people forgot about what it was about, forgot why they created their platforms, forgot what it was about. I think a lot of people have gotten big heads from it. I think a lot of people have been using it for clout. A lot of people have been using it for the wrong reasons. And I think that really woke a lot of people up. Like some of those comments really made me sit back and be like, oh, this is a real thing. Like people really feel that way. Like some people, some new people in the community were like, yeah, I have had people that have been on the medication longer than me make me feel super small. I'm like, really? They're like, these are adults saying this now. These aren't kids. These are adults saying another adult made me feel less than because I was on the medication for the less amount of time than they were. So to preface it from new people that have no idea what we're talking about this OG term for people in the GLP-1 community that have been on the medication longer than 6 months plus. And what we're seeing is a lot of people that have been on the medication 6 months plus feel like they are entitled, feel like they have a lot more, I guess you can say, merit to be able to say or do certain things on their platform. So I think that's where a lot of that came from. But that post was very, very eye-opening for a lot of people. A lot of people messaged me and told me thank you because a lot of people were scared to have that conversation. And, you know, it definitely opened the door for a lot of people that messaged me. And, you know, don't get me wrong, they didn't message me wrong now. Don't let these glasses fool you. They did not message me wrong. If they had questions or concerns, they asked the question and we had a conversation. But I think it definitely shed light on a topic that needed to be had because a lot of people were looking at the term OG in a way that I don't think it was meant for. I think it was definitely meant for OG as in tenure and the savings card and somebody that has experience. Experience is different from clout. Experience is different from somebody that is doing this for the wrong reason. So I want to shed light. I want to see and get to know the OGs that are sharing their experience to help somebody else. Those are the OGs I want to see. I don't want to see the OGs that have 20 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus thousand followers that just are pretty and want you to click their link in their bio and do this or this or this or this or this because they've been on the medication for 2 years, because that's their name badge every post that you see, because they've been on the medication for 2+ years. I pose the question to everybody listening. If that person did not tell you how long they've been on the medication, would you listen to them? Would you pay them any attention if you didn't know how long that person has been on the medication? If you didn't see their before and after picture, but they told you they've been on that medication for 3+ years, would you pay any attention to them? And I was thinking about this the other day, and I was going to post a video, but I did not. I really feel like diet culture has us so trained to fast, has us so trained to, oh, this person's been on the medication longer, so they know a little bit more. They know a little bit more based on their experience. Their experience is different from yours. You may have figured out something completely new and you just started the medication. I think we have to remember what we're doing this for, why we started this platform. And, you know, I think we have to take the cloud out of it. We have to take the popularity and entitlement away from that and utilize it for experience and sharing and helping other people. That's my soapbox on it.
Gotcha. Kima, your thoughts?
No, I am an OG, so let me just say that. I am an OG. I started in 2022. However, like when I first saw the post, I had to go back and check myself. Like, am I offended by interest posts or no? Because I am an OG. But at the same time, I had to go back and ask myself, Kim, were you on your platform trying to tell people the only way to, you know, go along this journey is by what you say? Is your input the only input out there? You know what I mean? Is your way the only way? And I'm really not that type of person. I didn't have the intentions on even really sharing a whole lot of my journey. But I will say, yeah, I think there are some people that consider themselves OG with the intent and purposes of telling people that the only way they could go was following my rules, the way I did it. And I'll be honest, I was not listening to anybody, number one, that didn't look like me, because genetically, we're not even made up the same. Number two, if you're not working out, I'm not paying you no mind because you can't teach me anything because I work out. So whatever you're doing, I'm not drinking no Diet Coke on this GLP-1 medication. Now, I might have my wine, but I ain't drinking no Diet Coke. I ain't eating fast food all the time, and I do watch what I eat because that's what I do. So I can only teach you what I'm doing. Now, do I feel like my journey was a little bit different and maybe a little healthier than others? Absolutely. But it was not to discredit the information that they gave, but I only tuned into the people that I felt like I could relate to. You know what I mean? Because there were some people that lost 100 pounds in 8 months, but that's not my setup. I have to work out. I just can't take the medication and just be willy-nilly out there in them streets. That's just not me. But yes, I feel like when I'll be honest, Andrew, when I saw the post, I chuckled because several people came to my mind. You know, I said, oh, that person, and that person, because I've heard people use the term OG like I've been around and it's what I say. You ought to be tuned into me. And if you're not listening to me, then something's wrong. Or I've heard people say those creators are not even in the medical field. So why should they even have a platform? Or why should they even have more followers than me? And I'm in the medical field. Like, what? Like I've heard some strange things that white, young, older, created in the GLP-1 community. And I will say some of it is amusing because I do feel like people need a space to feel validated because before the weight loss, who were they? Yeah. Who were you? I've
Yep.
always been who I am, before
Exactly.
dropping these 100 and something pounds. You know what I mean? So I think about that too. People needing a platform to stand on. If you didn't have anything before the GLP-1 community, then that's all that you have. So you're gonna that's your badge of honor.
Yes. Yes.
And so I've listened to some creators that don't have the education that I have that are not clinical, that go the extra mile to say, well, even though I'm not college trained, college educated, I still can give you information on how to, navigate your GLP-1 journey. Can you? Or can you give me your experience?
And it's this one post that really bothered my spirit. And I've heard this from more than one person. I've heard this OG say, she said, we ran so you could walk.
Oh God.
We ran so you could experience X, Y, and Z the way you're experiencing it now.
What?
We told you everything about PAs. We told you how to navigate the 90-day supply. Huh? You should be acknowledging us. You should be thanking us to that effect. I can't remember if that word was used exactly, but to have the gall, to have the magnitude to say something like that to somebody else blows me away. Especially and then in the same breath, you'll say, "Oh well, I eat, but I don't do too much." But yeah, I ran so you could walk, so you should be thankful for the OGs. That's what that person said.
Now, what you're not gonna do is take this civil rights movement and relate it to the GLP-1 movement.
Lord have mercy,
baby. We ain't the same.
You can't compete with. Don't compare.
I'm just gonna say, it ain't the same. All right. Okay.
So my thoughts on this situation when it came across, I just thought it was a complete waste of everybody's time, because I was just thinking like, what's wrong with you where this is an argument? You know what I mean? Like, I have never considered myself an OG. Now, although I've been taking this medicine since September 2022, I've been sharing my journey. I shared my journey on YouTube before I came over to TikTok, but I've never considered myself an OG of anything because I can't remember which one of y'all said, maybe you, Andrew, said, not only can someone who's been on this medicine for a long time teach me something, but I coach every day. And it's always somebody on there that just started their journey that teaches me, open my eyes to something. And I'm like, I always tell my chat, y'all, not only are you watching and listening, but pay attention to the chat, because there is going to be somebody in here that is going to be dropping a major gem that is going to change the trajectory of all of our journeys. Every single time I coach is somebody in there that I don't know. I don't know when they started, how they started, where they're at in their journey. That is like an epiphany. For example, Kima, you are an OG, but you told me the other day, I had that chicken bone broth stuff. And I was telling you how I use the chicken bone broth. Those of you that don't know, it's a bone broth that's on TikTok. It gives you protein and collagen. I was talking about me seasoning soups. I had used it for my gumbo. I take it to work when I'm when I'm cold at work, I use it as a soup. Kima told me what you need to do is season your chicken salad with it. Baby, I was like,
good one.
It's like, and I'm using that example, although you aren't OG, but I have people that just starting their journey that is just as innovative and creative about the things that we're doing, the different types of stuff that we can implement in our journeys. That's just as important. So when I hear someone want to use the defense that because I've been doing this longer, my way is the only way. It just made me feel sorry for those people because, like you said, it does come down to you needing something to validate you. And I ain't never been that girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had to down someone to lift myself up because I am who I am. This is how I'm moving, you know, and this was work for me. It may not work for you, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So I've never had to position myself. So when I saw that, I'm like, damn, they're taking something like, y'all don't hear what he's saying. You know, y'all understand what he's saying. Like, you really gonna make a defense for yourself over this?
People, if I could show you the DMs between the 2 days that post went crazy, you would be like, Andrew, they didn't say that to you. Grown adults did message me that. They did.
Oh,
grown adults sent me certain messages where they're like, where are you getting this from? Which OG are you talking about? Where did you get, like, it was, those messages blew me away. I was like, did you completely miss what the point of the post was? Did you miss the message of the post? Like, I know even for me, when I would start doing lives, I wouldn't mention how long I've been on the medication, not out of not saying it. I'm just not thinking about it. I'm coming in to tell you the tips and tricks and the supplements and all the things. I'm not thinking about it. But so many people were like, how long have you been on it? I was like, oh, okay, that's something that you want to know. But do know I'm
why
not
is that
telling
important?
you. Yes, I'm not telling you that for you to validate me or for you to clap for me. I'm just telling you that to kind of help corroborate that you can be on this medication for a lengthy period of time and you can maintain it and you can see the results that you're looking for. But I honestly have forgotten many a times, like, how long have you been on it? Oh, that's information that you want to know. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I promised you, anytime I have heard outside of this mess, because it's just mess, outside of this mess, whenever I would hear someone say OG, I would, in my mind, immediately think, oh, they had the original coupon. Because that's what the OG, that's what original mean. There was the very first coupon. So when someone said, I'm an OG, that's what I immediately go to. Oh, she started, or he started back when the first coupon came out. And we're speaking to that. I didn't know people thought it was a competition out here about who has been on these meds longer. When that came into play, I was like,
I've heard certain OGs tell other creators, oh, that's just crazy. Why would you have that? Why would you be drinking protein shakes? Why would you be doing that? You don't have to do all that exercising in the gym. Why would you be doing that? I've been doing this for 2 years and I ain't did nothing. I just been taking the medication and going on about my business. You ain't got to work out. You ain't got to, like, the thing.
So damn preserving muscle.
You know, I didn't realize it was a issue until probably the middle of last year. And to be honest, I started associating the issue with content creators that may not have been growing as they thought they should. They didn't have the number of participants in their live as someone that might have been newer to the journey. So I really felt like a lot of it started from a little like jealousy.
Oh, wow.
I've been on this journey for, a year and a half. This person over here's been on this journey for 6 months, yet they have more followers than I do, but I've been on it a long time. Like, to me, I felt like there were some creators that equated the length of time that they've been on this medication with the knowledge, with the best, the best experience or what have you. Not realizing, when we started on this journey, we thought we just go up each month in dose, but we found out with the newbies, hey, we need to chill out. Slow. No, we need to be going up every month. We need to stay where we at until where we at ain't working no more. So, I mean, and that's something that we learned from people that started after.
That's right.
But, again, I really feel like a lot of it is, mentally not feeling validated, needing a space to feel value, and having a community that just listens to you. But I think that, goes back to kind of how you're set up in your home, in your personal life. You maybe not have the control at home, but you want to have it on social media.
Or support.
Yeah. But yeah.
So that leads me segueing into this whole topic, because people will try you and they will do the most on, just like messy little topics like this, and, make something that's meant for one thing and try to turn it and spin it into other things. So when those things happen, and this is something that I just started doing, and it starts with a capital B, honey, and it ends with K. And I've been blocking the hell out of people, y'all. And when I first started my journey as a influencer, I never would block people. My mindset was, I'm I'm either you either gonna like me or you're not gonna like me. But all I felt like all attention was good. Like whether you coming over here being sweet or you coming over here with this heat, it's gonna turn views. You know, I had that mindset up until it started to get dangerous and people's pages were starting to get affected. People's money was starting to get affected. That's not cute. It's not nothing nice, and that's downright evil. You know, it's like evil. You know, I don't want no parts of it, and I don't want anyone on my team to be affected. I don't want anybody, any of my friends, any of people who are really trying to get this good education. I don't want anyone that is coming with a positive mindset, coming to be encouraged and all those things to get affected. So I have recently started blocking. So my question to you all is, how do you decide who you block and who to unblock? Because even though I've had people blocked, I've also had people reach out to me to reach out to y'all about unblocking them after they have come into the room and created a disturbance, unnecessarily. So how do you all determine, who you're going to block and who you're not going to block? I'm just curious.
I am the block master. Okay. Master. I'm gonna block you from one space. I'm blocking you from everywhere. So you do not get to experience any single solitary piece of me ever again in your life. Because I rarely unblock. And when I say rarely, very rarely unblock somebody. Because when I like to say when I speak very clearly. I make sure you know and understand where I'm at with something. I make sure you know and understand where I feel. So if it's gotten to the block point, you probably earned it. You probably earned it at this point, especially when it comes to the social networking piece of it with TikTok. When I saw people's pages get taken like that, like immediately without a glimpse, without a talk, nothing. I know this nutritionist page took it like that. I mean, great information, great page. It's people out here saying Lord knows what, but the people that didn't deserve it lost their page. And I saw that. So I'm immediately on edge. I'm immediately antlers up, especially in my live and in the comments that you leave under a post. Because, I know it's very easy to think that something is very innocent and there's no meaning behind it. But some people are very malicious minded and some people are doing things to institute engagement, but at the wrong expense. Because whether we know it or not, Eli Lilly is watching. The FDA is watching. Your telehealth that you're with is watching. Every single thing is in the limelight that we do. You deleted that post, it's up there for 30 days. Make sure you read that on TikTok when you delete a post because it's up there. So that's why I'm so specific on the type of comments that you leave under a shop video, the type of comments that you leave under a GLP-1 video. All of that stuff triggers a response from the algorithm. Get to the block level with me, it's very rare that you will get unblocked. It's very rare. You have to message either one of them or you have to literally tell me like, oh, Andrew, it wasn't that, it wasn't nothing, because I can't have my page get jacked up. I don't have time for it. That's my moneymaker right now. That's just everything for me. So I can't afford that. So if you look spammy, if you look like you're trying to create riffraff in between telehealth companies, if you look like you're trying to come in my live all medical advice, if you look like you're trying to come in my live and hate on this telehealth company and hate on this company, or if you're just coming in there with bad politics like we've been seeing in the past couple of weeks, you're out of there. You're out of there. Out of there. I am the block master. I need a t-shirt that says block master.
Yeah. So surprisingly, I don't have that many people blocked, surprisingly. And I do check my list often because I'm always curious, like, did I block this person or not? But it's very similar because I don't like negative energy. So if you're coming in my live, you may be blocked from my live, and I might not block your page entirely because I will give you the opportunity to check yourself and come back again. Because sometimes you might be having a bad day, a bad moment. So I might block you or mute you from a live and then give you a second chance. Come back in, let's see how it goes if you come back around. But if I am constantly seeing your content on my page and it rubs me the wrong way, it upsets my peace, then you're going to be blocked. It's not personal. It's for me. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm seeing you repeatedly on my page and I engage in your post, but you never engage in mine, then yeah, you're going to be blocked because I don't want to continue to see you. Or I will mute your post so I don't have to see it. Now, I definitely have more people muted than I do have blocked because we can remain friends. I just don't want to see, okay? Because it comes up too often and you're not engaging in my content. So those are reasons why I will block somebody. And or if you come in my inbox with some nonsense, of a sense of entitlement, you will be blocked. if you are, and I can't even say, with the telehelps or whatever, because sometimes I can navigate those comments and provide education, because sometimes I feel like when people come in to be trolls, that's an opportunity to educate. And I will do that. If you come back, you still coming in there with it, then I'm pretty sure my mom's gonna block you before I even get back to you. But mostly it's about me protecting my peace. And I definitely don't like to render engagement to people that don't reciprocate. I'm really big on that. So, before we even have a conversation, because I'm not going to inbox you about that, I'm just going to remove you because that is for my peace. But those are typically reasons why you'll get blocked from asking their schema.
And all fair. I think people don't consider the bigger picture. People just want what they want when they want it. And a lot of people, which I don't understand how this happens, because even before I was an influencer, I was on TikTok, and I've been in a lot of lives, and never once did I ever think, let me go up in this room and be disruptive with all these people. Like, I don't understand it. I don't comprehend it. And again, like I said, at first I used to think that would help get views, but it's really uncalled for. It's uncalled for. It's immature. It speaks to people's integrities and their characters. And for me, over here, I want everybody to feel comfortable. I want everybody to be respected. I don't want anyone to feel like they cannot engage.
Yes.
I don't want anyone to feel like they're going to be jumped on, or be judged. So if I get wind of any of that, boo, you got to go. And you're not coming back. I'm sorry. So if you guys inbox me and ask me to ask Kima or Andrew to unblock you, it's nothing I can do, because that's their page. I'm over here. They have their own situation where they will and will not tolerate. They're protecting their peace, like Kima says. So please, if they block you, babe, you just block. I mean, what you want me to do? Because I get DMs like that all the time, with people asking if I can, put a word in for them. And, all I can say is, if you're coming to be a part of something, just come with positivity. And if it's something that you feel that may be challenging and that will disrupt the reading of the room, like, you got to come and read the room. If you feel like you're going to be disruptive, that's what the DMs are for. So it's not that you can't ask your difficult question or your challenging question, but if you're about to upset the room, I'm gonna have to get you up. I'm gonna have to usher you on up out of here with my white glove.
That part.
That part.
And another tidbit to you guys, you got to get a picture on there. You don't have to do a whole bio. You don't have to do all of that, but the spammers are very real. Spammers mess people up, people's accounts up as well. So just put a photo up for yourself. Because if you look like user 56789234525 and you say the wrong comment, I'm pushing the button. Automatic button. So you got to take the time to at least make it easier on some of us. We want to follow you too. We want to, do this thing together. We all on this journey together. But user 54678 times 6, that comment that you made in that live ain't sit too well. It was sounding very spammy. So upload a short picture, show a picture of you. Whatever you want your page to be about is fine. But let me see you're a real person. It's this one person that I blocked, unblocked her. And when I tell you she is one of the sweetest people I know to this very day, she comes in every single live, shop live or regular live, one of the sweetest people ever. She said, Andrew, I just didn't put a picture up. She's like, I promise you I'm a real person. I'm not out here trying to cause no trouble. I said, cool. You good. You good with me. But when I'm in shop live mode, when I'm in telehealth live mode, we focused. So if I see anything that doesn't align with, like you said, reading the room, my antlers is going up, I'm pushing the button, moving, and I'm driving straight.
Yeah, that's right.
Put a picture up, read the room. If mods answer your question, pay attention to mods when they answer your question.
Yeah.
So that's my soapbox.
Yeah.
I have a question for both of you. How do you feel about people inboxing you and asking for permission to be unblocked? Like, in my mind, it's the audacity. Like, why would you? It's like, I've rejected you from my page. Why do you feel the need to ask for permission to come back? So I just want to know your thoughts on that.
My thoughts is, I'm sorry, but it's no. Because if you've been blocked for a reason. It's a lot of times I am educating, I am engaging with people who want to be here. There's a lot of people in this space at one time. The moderators that I do have, I trust. They know what I want. They know what I don't want. They know the temperament that I want to host. And if you're not in line with that temperament, I trust them to block it. It's something that you did that I did not see, that I trust them to make that decision. So it's everybody know. I'm finna just put it out there. Everybody know when they see Kima, Andrew, or Keisha. I can't speak for nobody else because I'm not really that close in the community with anybody else. But for us, it's always on some positive, uplifting, encouraging, motivating, adjusting your crown stuff. It ain't never no mess. It's not nothing that. The only time we get messy is in this damn podcast. We talking about all this tea because good shade is fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never anything that's coming from a broken place, because there's no broken people over here.
Right. Right.
We well put together. And I think that it speaks volumes in the community. So don't come over here with that. There are places that you can go for that daily, but just don't come across the street, honey, because it's Candyland over here. Okay.
Period.
This
Period.
Not Elm Street. It's Candyland over here. Period. So just read the room, friend. It ain't no mess. If you want a good old messy time, honey, go on to Elm Street now. Because in Candyland, we having fun. We skipping. We got our cotton candy, honey. We got the butterflies are chirping, the birds are chirping. We feeding the doves, and it's sweet over here. So don't come over here. You stick out like a sore thumb over here. So it's easy for you to get blocked because everybody is so cheers. It's like bringing Freddy Krueger to Disneyland. That's how you look. So you're easy to usher you on up out of here, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So once they block you, that's my picture. Oh, so you was on your Freddy Krueger time over here at Disneyland. No, honey, you can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's for me, and I say this all the time. I rarely miss anything, especially in a live. I saw what you said. I know what you meant. You may not think I was picking up what you were putting down, but I did. I picked it up in Nurse Kima's live. I picked it up in Nurse Keisha's live, and I didn't miss it in mine. So for you have to really give me something genuine that I feel deep, deep down for me to unblock you. Now, don't think for 1 second that you are going to message me and try to talk sideways and still think I'm going to unblock you after you sent me that dissertation message trying to curse me out. That's not going to work. That's not, if anything, I'm going to curse you out first, unblock you, curse you out, make sure you received it, and then I'm going to block you back. Mm-hmm. Don't go in somebody's message talking about, oh, you on this high horse, you missed my question. Take your block, take your L like G, and going about your business. Now, if you're a genuine person, you genuinely need help, and it was just a misunderstanding, they happen. I'm 39. I'm about to be 40. They happen. If you would have asked me that at 28, I would have told you plumb out of luck, friend. You just blocked. I don't know how I can help you. But at 39, I'm a little bit more reasonable. But it's got to be good. I'm talking about deep down in your soul. Oprah Winfrey episode. I have to feel it in my spirit to unblock you. Mm-hmm. But those crazy messages you sending us, talking sideways, and then you think we're gonna unblock you after that? That's got y'all. Nah, dude. You automatic unblock. I may go on my backup page and unblock you there too. Mm-hmm. Block you there too. Yeah.
So my thing is, you have 3 content creators right here that answers DMs daily. Okay, with a lot of followers. Realistically, are you able to get your question answered through DMing somebody that might have 100K followers? Do they even see you? If you go into someone's live that has 2,000 people in there, do they even see your question? First of all, I have gone into lives with people that only had 26 people in there, and the content creator didn't even speak. Baby, you see, because it's only 26, it's only 25 other people in this live other than me, but would not even speak. So you're talking about 3 content creators that collectively have like 100K followers, that we speak to people that come in the room. We answer questions and DM. So like the entitlement that one must have to inbox us with some ridiculousness. Like, you serious? Yeah, right. So it'll make me definitely put you on blast, because I'm definitely in there, put you on blast spirit. That's 2024, I let you slide, but we ain't slide in 2025.
That's right. And again, I trust my moderators. So if Kima blocks you, you're blocked. You don't have to come explain anything to me because I've entrusted her to see what I cannot see when I'm coaching. She trusts me to see what she don't see. Andrew trusts me, so if they block you, then you're blocked because they saw something that I did not see and they know the temperament that I want in my room. So I'm sorry and not sorry.
Mm-hmm. That part for real. And all my minds know, block first, we ask questions later. Block first, ask questions later. We ain't nothing stopping the church's money at all. Block first and ask questions later.
It is so true. It's so true.
Because we've seen it. People had 100K followers, account gone. Do you know the income potential of 100K plus follower account? If we talking just payment off of views alone, that account has to be 2, 3, 4 years old. Are you serious? And you think you're just gonna come up in here and leave any crazy old comment, any old thing in my chat that could potentially trigger the algorithm to?
Yeah. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. So, I would just say, try not to take it personally. I know that some of you will take it personal, but look at the bigger picture. For the creators, they have a platform to protect because they're engaged with sometimes thousands of people who look forward to seeing them. And it's just not something that I know I am willing to risk because you are off that day.
Period. Exactly. Keep it cute.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep it cute.
Okay, that was good, you guys. That was good. I really love when we have tea time. It gets a little messy, a little light shade is fun. Always fun, honey. I love the mess. Keisha loves the mess. I will make time.
We need teacups. We need Help and Hustle teacups. We got to get those.
It's just sometimes it's just fun because I know the people that I deal with. There's no malintent. Okay. So before we wrap up the podcast, you guys, I always like to end. We all do love to end on a positive note, give encouragement, get into mental wellness because mental wellness is definitely a part of health. And so I had come across this young lady that I have grown to love. Her name is Real Talk Kim. I grabbed this clip and I want you guys to listen to this clip and I want you to really think about what it is that she's saying as she's speaking. Okay, y'all ready?
Why y'all think we want to hang out with somebody that we've outgrown? Why y'all think it's personal when people stop talking to you? Man, if you stop talking to me, I'm cool. I'm not even mad. You know how long it took me to get to this place where I realized when relationships end, it's not personal, it's spiritual? That was the greatest revelation I ever got in my life. Now, sometimes I did it. There are some people still going to therapy for me because this mouth was slick. Does that shock y'all? I could cut you up because hurt people, heal people, heal people. But in order to get myself out of this messiness, I literally had to pick up my life and move to Atlanta, Georgia. I had to allow myself to break because I realized that God was wrecking my plans because my plans were wrecking me. I realized as long as I stayed there, the smell of the wrong toxic people was going to keep me going back for more. I realized that every relationship that I got in was the same relationship with different faces. I realized that I was the problem at the end of the day. Why? Because whenever you leave a place or you keep finding yourself on a cycle over and over again and you keep repeating the same cycle, it ain't them, it's you. Because even if it was their fault, even if the pain was caused to you, the pain was not your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. And in order to break a mold, you got to face it and be honest with it.
Okay. Maybe when I tell you Kim be coming with it, she be coming with it. Kim said the pain is not your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. That's something that I totally took away from that. And then I also took away from that clip when she said, why do you want to be around people that hurt you? Why do you have to feel such an attachment? What is it about them that makes you dismiss you in those situations?
And you know what? I love Kim. I've not been to her church to fellowship with her, but I've followed her for quite some time. But she's right. But most of the time, when you have that separation of friends that are not good for you or you're not good for them, you already know it's there. You already know that it needs to happen. You just haven't pulled the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, you know you've outgrown somebody. You know when you're going in opposite directions. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a codependency where you are just accustomed to dealing with that person. So you just kind of roll with it and say, oh, that's just how he is, or that's how she is. But she's right. When you make that separation, I remember making the separations and I felt so much better. Like a burden had been lifted off my shoulders. Like life was great. Life was good. I mean, and I began to thrive even more after the disconnect, I love some Kim.
Yeah. I love that. When she said the healing is your responsibility. That is so, I don't think people understand the magnitude of that. Weight loss, career, life, family. The healing is your responsibility is huge because if you are not going to sit down and have that real conversation with yourself, how did I get to this weight? How did I get here? Oh, I was eating and doing this. You have to have, that's why I always say, have that honest conversation with yourself, have that honest conversation with your doctor, have that honest conversation, or you're going to go right back to where you started from. She said, same relationship with a different face. Are you kidding me? How many toxic friends do you just keep recycling, but they have a different person? That was the hardest thing for me. I had a friend for 12 plus years, has seen me lose weight many times, many times. This last one, when I started the GLP-1 medication, he was upset with me. He said, "Oh, you don't come around as much anymore." I said, "I'm trying to get my weight together. I can't come and drink every day. I just can't do that. I have the gym the next day. I can't do that." You would think 12 plus years of friendship would say, "Oh, okay, friend, I got you. Get yourself together, get snatched, boom, boom, boom." No, it was an inch of jealousy. And I'm kind of like, friend, my health is number one priority because I'm going to the hospital by myself. You can't lay in the hospital bed with me. You can't fix my liver with me. Ain't nothing wrong with an occasional beverage. But for me at 39, that body don't do what it used to do when you used to have those adult beverages, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. It don't do what it used to do, especially on the GLP-1 medication. It's not going to do what it used to do on that thing. So I think that's the hardest part. And that's why I always coach and encourage people to remember that the mental health side of life is probably going to be the hardest part because you will have to let some people go. You will have to let some people in, but you have to make space for new people to come into your space. You do have to fix some portions of you before you allow new people to come in. If I would have never done social media, I would have never met these two. I would have never met these two. I had 200 followers. Social media was never a thing for me. I didn't know what the plan was, but that fella upstairs had a whole different idea. And here we are. But you have to have an open mind. You have to be able to fix those things in yourself to where, okay, you do have to be a little vulnerable. You do have to, have those conversations that you may not be used to having on Instagram, MySpace, Black Planet, all those old days of social media. Time has changed. People want to see people they can relate to and get to know. So yeah, that was a really good piece there.
Yeah, it definitely resonated with me because I know the way I move in life, and me and my husband, we've had this conversation a lot. He tells me, he'll ask me, he'll say, "I don't know how you like my husband is way more forgiving than I am. Like he'll give people chance after chance after chance after chance, and whole time be hurting, whole time be saying, as much as I do, I do this for them, I do that for them, I do this for them, but I can't call them." And but he'll give them a chance. And I sit back and I think to myself, well, then why are you doing it? If you know they're gonna do you bad, why are you positioning yourself that way? And listen, I don't try to change him because it softens me a little bit because I'm a little bit more guarded. I'm a little bit more intentional in the way I am with people. So because I'm intentional with people, that's what I expect back in return. Like I would never think to do anything to someone that I couldn't take my lick back. You know what I mean? So, and also in friendships, I do not have unrealistic expectations on my friends. But at the very least, whenever you are doing anything that concerns me, consider me. Don't, consider me. Consider how is this going to make her feel? Consider me. And for people who don't put consideration into our friendship, then we're not really friends. And that's okay. That's okay. Because when I move and I know that you're involved, I got to consider what is this going to look like for my friend? How is my friend going to feel if I put her in this situation, him in this situation? Am I doing the best thing for us both? I would never choose my feelings over my friends. If we're doing something together, I'm looking at both of us. My feelings is not no more valid than their feelings. So if I don't have that rapport with a person, y'all hear me say, "Oh, friend, friend, friend." Y'all know I always call people friend. That's how I address people, as friend first. So I use the term loosely when I'm speaking, in the community, but in my real life, I take that very seriously, very seriously. So it's like, when she said, why you get mad with people who don't want to be bothered with you or whatnot, I don't. I let them go. Once you show me that you're not friend material, you're not friend worthy, I'm not gonna waste my time. 47, y'all. I'm so busy. I don't have time to coddle someone that don't value the relationship. In these day and times, relationships have to, it needs to be real for me. Outside of that, I can't be bothered because it's just too much imposter and too many imposters out there.
Yeah.
So I totally understood what she said. I try not to put myself in a position to be hurt by people. I don't know if it's good or bad. It works for me. I don't know. People might look at it and like, she not that friendly and this and that. I'm a very, very friendly person, but I'm also private and I'm very overprotective of the people that I love. Like, it's bad. So you don't want to see that side of me when you're hurting someone that I love and that I adore and that I trust. So I don't even let those people close to me. If we're associates, I'm going to treat you as an associate. Hi, bye. It ain't going to be too much more than that. Because I don't want you to try me and you make me become someone who I don't desire to be. That I could be that person for you. Because people be trying people too much these days. It's crazy. So I have learned to, how they say, when people show you who they are, believe them. So I'm that person. Once you show me who you are, and I move on.
That's it. That's it.
What you said about your husband. Because I feel like I have a very tough exterior, but when it comes to allowing people grace, I give it a lot.
Yeah. So does my
husband. Grace, and I will mistreat myself.
So will he. And it infuriates me.
I used to do that. That's a natural downside of a Pisces is we'll just give. Because it was even hard for me to not answer people's responses in the DMs, just about health related questions, gym stuff. I was like, I want to answer it all. But I had to say, Andrew, wait a minute, because some people aren't considering your boundary. They just want what they want. They want you to give them the information that you have so they don't have to do the research. So I literally, it was hard for me. I don't think people understand. It is not easy for me to block you. Do I have that switch where I can? Absolutely. I built that up over many years because I've been taken advantage of for so long. So now I'm just very much in a space, like Kima said, we're not doing that. You're not vomiting your mess on my doormat anymore. I can't allow you to do that. I have too much that I'm trying to do to allow someone else to just keep vomiting. We can't do that anymore. I got to protect my peace, like you guys were saying. Yeah.
So what are you going to do about it, Kima?
Baby, it depends on what time of day you caught me and what side of the bed I rolled off on.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's it.
But I can have great intentions. Like, I mean, sometimes the messages I get will come through 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I just happen to wake up. Maybe I'm just up, and I check my phone to see if I missed any calls from you all or whatever. And I check TikTok, and I see these messages. I can take a long message, but if you neglect to say good morning, how are you? Hope everything is fine, baby. You already put me in another mindset. I'm already somewhere else because you didn't just the pleasantries. I need good morning. How may I? You know what I'm saying? Like, take a deep breath on,
That infuriates me. Get Chat GPT to type good morning for you. If you can't do it, just put it in there some way, somehow. Because if you message me first thing in the morning, I need to do my refill, but I don't know if I can do X, Y, and Z. But maybe you can tell me how to. I had to tell somebody, sweetheart, I'm a human just like you are. I haven't even had coffee yet. Did you ask me how my day was? Or did you just want information? We got to start being considerate.
Yeah.
I haven't had my coffee. Haven't even got my feet off the bed yet. Yeah.
So there's another clip that I want to play for you guys. We all are very familiar with Pastor Mike Jr. I absolutely love him. I'm obsessed with his ministry. I came across this clip as well, and I want y'all to hear what what Pastor Mike has to say.
Branches that disconnect from God, they are gathered in a pile. You so desperate to be in that clique, you don't even realize them ain't nothing but some disconnected branches in one pile. I'm preaching whether y'all receive it or not. So the reason God got you over here and they piled up over there is because it looks good till you realize they ain't bearing no fruit. So if God gonna give me the option of bearing fruit by myself and being barren with y'all, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another, because this is my season to bear much fruit. Fruit means your business gonna prosper, your ideas gonna prosper, your relationship gonna be healthy, your parents gonna get along, your finances gonna go to another level. Now if you ain't trying to bear none of that, you can sit there and be quiet. But if this is your year to do exceeding and abundant above all, slap 5 people, high five, and shout, stay connected.
So the reason why I wanted to show y'all that clip, behind the clip of Kim, is because sometimes you have to disconnect yourself with people in order for you to move into the position that God have called you to move, because sometimes people will hinder and cut short what God has meant for you to exceed abundantly and above in. And so that's one of the reasons why I have it's like a zero tolerance for people who come around me with intentional confusion, because I'm 47. I don't hang around with children. I don't hang in the presence of children. So to me, at this big grown age in this space, we all should know how to conduct ourselves. We all should be able to read a room. You should know when you're being insulting. You should be able to feel. So first of all, if you cannot feel that, that's already a disconnect. If you don't know how to read the room and know when you are being offensive to someone, or just being just blatantly rude, or just not being appropriate, just being I have zero tolerance for people that's just blatantly inappropriate, so that's already a zero tolerance for me. And so if your frame of mind is not on some integrity, character building, problem solving, solution driven, lifting up, supporting me, holding me up when I'm weak, because I ain't always strong. Okay. I need someone that knows, oh, she off today. Let me catch up. Let me get her. If you are not that person, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but I don't have a tolerance for it. When I'm in the space of someone, I have to have complete comfort. I want to be able to say what I want, move how I want, express myself the way I want to express myself without being judged, talked about, ridiculed. And also I need someone in my presence that's also gonna help me be accountable, because I never want to be out here acting a fool, because it's in me. But sometimes I get so passionate about things, I don't see it. So I need my friend, my circle, to say, Keisha, I understood what you was trying to do, but it didn't come off like that. This is what people are feeling. Gather me, get me together, because if you love me, you don't want me looking like that out here. You understand what I'm saying? And so I don't hang out with people like that that don't make me be accountable, and that don't have my back when I'm weak, and that cannot lift me up when I'm having those moments of weakness, and can pour into me. You're not just here to take from me, but I need people to pour into me as well. And I need to be comfortable and trust that you're filling me up with good things, okay? And not spilling over your bad stuff to me.
Yep. That's it. That is a fact. I like to call those types of people seat fillers. We're not accepting seat fillers anymore. I'm not following you just because, I'm very much, I guess sales is really truly in my blood, because I'm very much into value. If you do not bring value to this show, I have no place for you. I have no place for you. I have 9,000 things going on. I do not have time to coddle your negativity. I do not have time to appease whatever you want to call the trauma and triggers that you have. I just don't have the space for it. So if you're negative, if you're in a dismissal spirit, if I feel like you don't value what I'm bringing to you, to our friendship, to whatever it is, I promise you, I guarantee you, I am that type of person where I will, just like you wash your hands, I will wash my hands too, friend, and move on like tomorrow is Tuesday and that I did not speak to you the day before.
Yeah,
I just don't have the mental space to be able to do that. It sounds harsh. It really, really does sound harsh. But 95 pounds down, the only prayer I had, I said, Lord, I want to focus on my health. And I just wrote this down in my little journal last night. I said, Lord, if they're not for me, if they do not support me, if they are not kind-hearted, if they have any type of ill will in their spirit towards me, remove them now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now.
No matter
Don't
how
even
much
let
it
me know
hurts
who they are. Yeah.
No
I don't
matter
care
how much it hurts me.
Nope.
So I had posed the question. Well, I had wrote down a question that I wanted to ask you all, what was y'all's perception on constructive criticism? Are you the type of person that can handle constructive criticism? Like, where are you on that?
I feel like that's a growth opportunity. No
Mhm.
one's perfect. So it's an opportunity to grow. I have a master's in business, so I'm always talking about a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and strengths. Threats. So in my head, if you are coming to me with something that I can improve, I'm listening, I'm writing it down. I'm gonna figure out what I need to do. I don't even take it as something negative. I feel like, oh, it's gonna take me to the next level.
Mhm.
This conversation is gonna take me a little bit further than where I was at before. So I actually welcome it. What I have realized in my 46 years is that I have at some point surrounded myself with people that are not able to give it. They're not able to give it because they can't take it. But I welcome that. I love the directness, the shoot from the hip type of conversation, because that's how I'm going to grow. I have a very high expectation for myself. So if someone else cares enough about me to point out an area that I can improve, I'm only going to get better. That's just how, that's how I see it.
Exactly. For me, it does come down to delivery a bit. I want you to be straight with me. I want you to be honest, but it still does come down to delivery. And if I truly treasure you, if we have a really good relationship, you will know how to deliver something to me. You'll know when I need it straight. You'll know when I need it straight, no chaser. You know when I need just a pinch of softness, but you'll naturally know. I won't have to tell you because we'll have already had that interaction. You'll know what Andrew responds to and what he doesn't. You'll know what will piss him off, and you know what will not. So it's very much that is a small piece. And like the Funky Dineva piece, for example, that delivery was fine. It's all about delivery with me because we still have to respect each other. And when it all comes down to it, we still have to respect each other. Like I've gotten so much wisdom from you guys, just even around content creation. Because I was like, look, I know the fitness, the gym stuff, I know all of that. But this 10K, 5K TikTok shop business, I have no idea. And was it a journey from 200 to 10K? Absolutely. Was it easy? No way, Jose. Going live every day is not as easy as we make it look.
Right.
So you just have to be prepared to take the constructive criticism, make sure that person is coming from a good place, make sure you have the relationship to receive it, and you're good. I don't mind that.
So I've always thought, it depends on who's giving me the constructive criticism. Like if you're a nasty person, don't come try to straighten me out because you got to start with you first. Okay. I always look at a person's life, how they live their life, how they move, what people's perceptions are of them, what my perception is of you, whether I am going to be open and receptive to your constructive criticism. And if the majority of the time I see you being nasty, like mean girl, a mean girl can't tell me nothing because there's a lot of insecurities that lies in mean girls. And when I say mean girl, I'm being broad because that could be a dude too. But you can't tell me nothing. However, if you are the type of person that takes your own life seriously, you live up to your commitments, you're honoring your word, you're moving in a forward direction, of course I need you to give me, constructive criticism. So it just depends on who it is that's giving me the constructive criticism and how you move in life, how you act when the cameras are not on.
Mm-hmm.
That matters to me. So that segues me into the next question that I wanted to talk to y'all about, which is teaching people how to treat you. This whole mental health segment is basically about you teaching people how to treat you, and you putting yourself in a position to be open for constructive criticism when you're not at your best. So what are y'all thoughts on that? I feel like the only way I would be able to, I feel like the only reason why I am on a platform where I can educate a lot of people is because I've been taught a lot of things along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I choose to pick up what works for everybody, or what works for the majority. Like, I'm always going to choose the majority over, even my own feelings. If I'm in a situation and I see the situation that I'm in, the majority is gonna, how can I say it? If I'm in a situation, let me say it this way. Sometimes it takes selfless acts for situation to excel. Sometimes I have to quiet myself down for the true meaning of whatever situation I'm in to be heard. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to me teaching people how to treat me, I need it to be a clear understanding. It's not going to be no BS over here. It's going to be something where we all can excel. Okay. And so that comes to having the bad apple around, having the person mean-spirited around, having somebody in here that's gossiping all the time, having someone over here that is, they have some mental stuff that they need to work on before they get in front of people, talking, all of that stuff plays a role in me teaching people how to treat me. Like, I feel like I present myself that way. I present myself in a positive way. I've shown you what I would tolerate and what I don't tolerate. And you're not going to catch me out here acting ugly to you. So why should I let you up in here acting ugly to everybody else? So basically, that's what I wanted this mental wellness piece to be about, because, I'm not perfect. I still need some work. I know I can have some nasty ways. You take me there. They have a saying that says, if you take me low, I'm going to bring you to hell. Like, I'm really that person. It takes a lot. I have to actively work on myself. I have to actively position people that have good intentions, that is close with the Lord, that walks in a straight line, because I know where I can go if you take me there. So I'm not about to let someone bring me into a space that I don't want to be in. You know what I mean? So what are y'all thoughts on basically, teaching people how to treat you and using the clips and the tools that we've given so far in this mental wellness place? What are your thoughts on that, Kima?
Okay. I can take this a lot of different ways.
Me too, girl. Me too.
And it's like so many thoughts are going through my head. I'm like, what am I going? A, B, C. Okay. So let me say, number one, I have this thing now where especially, okay, after the election, where I'm saying, okay, I'm taking this 4 years of rest. Okay. And let me be clear. In this space of social media, I have put myself in a position to be helpful to others, to teach strategies and how to grow your platform, how to get deals, all of the things, how to put yourself out there, networking, all of that. Okay. But what I have learned is that I have let a lot of people slide this year with some rocky comments, some little sideways, segue conversations that I felt like were inappropriate. I didn't address because I was trying to give them grace. And I said, not doing that going into 2025. And it really just hit me after this election, because I am part of that 92%, that I ain't with it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So recently there was a situation where, well, I thought a mutual friend was reaching out whenever she would need counseling and guidance and just prayers, because she was going through things and with her other friends, okay, that I might not be friends with. And I was always trying to be there to comfort her in her time of need. But what I have realized is I allowed her to play in my face, and I was providing her comfort in her time of need. But once she has received all of my energy and harvesting all of my good energy, she's taking herself back to the same people she had a problem with. Now, what does that do for me? Because now I'm depleted with all that I have, to the point that now I'm drained and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to take care of myself. And I say all that to say, no more. No more is will I even allow that to happen. And instead of me reaching out to have a conversation and say, hey, I have a problem with how you're moving, I just blocked her from calling me. I blocked her from social media. I just blocked all the way around. And I can honestly say that is the only person that I can recall doing something like that too. But because it took me to a place where I feel like I can't return. And I don't even owe you an explanation why I was moving that way. Because if you don't know, then I ain't about to tell you. You know, but then I feel like that's the only way that I could teach her what I will accept and not. If you have no access to me anymore, you can't reach out to me for prayer. You can't reach out to me for counseling. You can't come to my city and look for me to take you around and be your protector. Because you messed that up. And the only that I can show you that you messed up is to disappear. Now, that's just an example with, a friend girl, so to speak, or an associate, so to speak. But when it comes to different types of relationships, for me, I get quiet. If I ever get quiet on you, baby, we got a problem. Because I'm too happy to talk to you. I'm too happy to be, I'm just there, checking on you, whatever. But if I ever get quiet, I am definitely trying to teach you a lesson. If I get, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to just act out and be rah, 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 because that's 25-year-old Kima, not 46. And I have changed. God has humbled me in such a way and put me in so many vulnerable situations that I will give you grace, but I have learned how to protect myself. So I'm just going to move, accordingly. That's just me.
Andrew?
For me, I've been naive about this for years. And I say naive because I've always assumed that people wouldn't pay attention to how to treat me. I always assumed they knew. I always assumed that everybody was coming from a positive place. And that is not the case. That's not the case. And that's been one of the hardest things in these 39 years for me to realize. And it took for somebody to tell me that, they had to say, Andrew, everybody's not going to do everything like you do. Everybody's not going to understand what you need if you don't tell them. But I'm sitting here like, I did tell them. I told them. Da, da, da. They're like, but you didn't tell them how they could receive it from you. It's just a very big thing that, and I've been assuming for years. So, now that the veil's off and I see it all for what it is, I don't assume anything now. I give some people grace in some instances, but I'm very much in the no tolerance space for foolishness, and I'm very big on removing access from me. I'm very big on that, and I mean from everywhere, because I shouldn't have to keep repeating myself on how to treat me and how to communicate with me and what I expect out of a friendship or a relationship or a business relationship. I hate repeating myself. That infuriates me, because I know I told you once, I told you twice, we're not getting to number 3. We're not getting to number 3. We're way past that time of where repeating yourself is encouraged. So I will remove myself. I will completely just take you out of the equation, because I know that it is peaceful. Once I learned that a phone has a block feature, I was on it on the daily, because for me, it's very releasing when I do that. It's very releasing, because I no longer have to give my energy to you. And me being an empath, I no longer have to take energy from you and let you suck my energy from me. So I'm very much in access removal completely. Tomorrow, I will forget you existed. If that makes me peaceful, if that fixes my mental health issue that you caused, access removed, point blank, period.
And it's fair, I think a lot of people need to get into protecting their peace, and it's okay. Like Kim said, it's okay. Protect your peace, especially in this society, in this, moving forward, with all of the things that's going on in the community. And I'm not talking about the GLP-1 community. I mean, like, America. This is definitely a time where peace has to be protected, and you have to get yourself centered around people that love you and that is going to protect you and that is going to cultivate something genuine. Okay. So there was a clip that Kima sent me on friendship that I thought was so cute that I want to play. This young lady, she is on TikTok, and I will insert her name. But I absolutely love this clip, Kima, and I appreciate that you shared this with me. Here we go.
One thing about me, I love a cute friend. I love a cute friend. When I see my friend's cute. Baby, it does something for me. I love it. I don't even get the girls who don't like a cute friend because they want to be the cutest friend in the friend group. I don't know. Cringe. Girl, please be cute because you being cute making me feel like I'm cute. Okay? Let's go be cute together. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes. And when I call my friends on FaceTime or something, they raw and cute. Oh, girl, you gotta hear about it because, girl, you pretty. I love it for me. I love that I love cute people. And I don't mind letting them know. You cute, Fred. I don't know if somebody told you today, baby. You look good. You cute.
You see, I love that. Who does not want that type of energy around them? I think that's what we all need. We need those type of people around us who choose to lift us up, who choose to cherish everything that is beautiful about you and everything that is genuine in you. You know, who got time to be mad? No, it's just Kima 2025. I'm with you, girlfriend. I'm resting, and I only want to be surrounded by this type of spirit.
That's it.
It makes me think about coming up when I was in my 20s, and you know, I was young and dumb, and had some people I associated with that really just was upset. If you looking good, feeling good, they were trying to find something to kind of bring you down. Like, okay, yeah, what size 22, 24, but baby, I'm looking good. I got it. But they would literally try to find something. Well, remember when so-and-so time when you look like this? Remember? No, I remember, but here I am now. You know what I mean? But now in my big old age of 46, I get so excited when I can call y'all on FaceTime. Whether Andrew's preparing for a live, you and Mr. Dixon are out getting ready for a good time. I feel like I'm having a good time too. I'm in. Like, it gives me so much life. Like, yes, that's my friend.
Yeah.
Period. Period.
You and Wendell were out. First thing I went to do, I said, oh, let me go fix me a drink. They out. Let me go fix me something so I can party too. Like, I just felt that I was automatically in NOLA with y'all. Okay. When Andrew's like, oh, I'm getting ready to do the gym. In my mind, hold on, friend, let me go change my clothes. I'm finna work out too. Like,
that's what you want. That's what you want. Yes. I love that. I love that. When Keisha and Mr. Wendell was in Miami, I will never forget that video. You were coming out and y'all was in the car. I said, oh, they out, because I've been in Miami before and I felt that in my spirit. I said, let me go put on some sunglasses or something. I got to be with Mr. Wendell because they're giving. Keisha looks amazing. Mr. Wendell looked great. I said, you just feel that energetic. I was like, Fred, you better eat it up. What are you talking about? Kima's birthday, when she just did her presentation, I said, Fred, you better eat it up. What are you talking about?
My friend looked good.
My friend looked good. When she put the pearls on and the hair, what are you saying? 46 where? 47 where? Get out of here. But you
oh my gosh.
You want that works. I love that.
You gotta have that because it's just, you know, we go out in the world and we get beat up, like, you know, on our jobs.
I love that.
In the community. I mean, we get beat up. So when you go on your personal time, I need it to be a good time. I need it to be real. I need it to be genuine. I need it to be safe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my back against the wall around my people. You know, it's time for me to relax and, you know, take my hair down and be who I am, genuinely, the person that I genuinely am. And I can't do that with you imposters.
That part. Keep that imposter syndrome over there.
Okay. So there is one, as we usher the imposters up on out of here. Nobody said it better than my girl Tabitha. So Tabitha is being interviewed by a young lady, and I absolutely loved the way she responded. So let me play this very last clip as we usher the imposters up on out of here.
So can you tell us how you picked your team and how you're able to do everything in, I would call it dominion?
Discernment.
Oh, man.
That is literally how I live my life. I don't really care what your resume say. I look at that after I see your spirit, right?
I love it.
Yeah, I have to make sure that, because we work closely together.
Yes.
And I can't afford to be in business with nobody who ain't in alignment, right? It's not a risk I'm willing to take. I don't compromise on that. And I honestly believe that God sends you who you need. And he also teaches you through people, right? I've had people that I thought were perfect. And he'll show me they were for a season. And so he's had to show me how to let certain people go so that he can bring me the next. Because where you're going, you can't always take the same people.
I love that.
Yes.
That's facts. That
I
is
love
facts.
that. I love that.
That
So
is
if
facts.
there's anybody out there and you are questioning if you are doing the right thing by yourself, listen to your discernment, because your discernment, God is always talking to us. He always going to tell you what it is that you need to do. A lot of the problems be us not wanting to listen. And until you get in tune with yourself and check your mental wellness and be okay with people walking away, be okay with bearing fruit by yourself, be okay with receiving constructive criticism from those who deserve it, teaching people how to treat you, putting yourself in the midst of supportive friends. You have to listen to what God wants from you, because he's the one who knows. There's a lot of things I thought I wanted that I don't know if it was the best things. I don't know if it would have worked out the way I wanted to. I had to sit back and take the people walking away. Sometimes God will cause something to happen in your life to save you from yourself. Sometimes you think you be done lost a job, and it don't really be that you be done lost a job. It just be something that God want for you. You want that job so bad that you're willing to sit in misery rather than to let it go and let God bring into your life what is really expected for it to be there. So I'm learning that not everything that happened that hurts me is really meant to hurt me. Sometimes God will cause some things to happen in your life. It feels like hurt now, but when you look back from where you were to where you are or where you're going, it gets a little bit better.
That's facts.
That, and I can relate so well to that when it comes to that piece about discernment, because I know my discernment is strong. And it's also something that I'm still trying to navigate through. I'm very fearful of it because I just don't quite understand. But I told myself the next 2 years I was going to take a break. I'm a sorority girl, but I was going to take a break to kind of reevaluate my time. And I was pretty confident in that decision. That was a decision that I made with my family. It was solid. Hey, this is what we're going to do. But I was sitting in a chapter meeting a couple of months ago, and I felt this little tap on my shoulder that said, I know you said you was going to sit back and sit still, but I got a plan for you. And I heard God begin to speak to me about what he wanted me to do. And I did not second guess it. Even though I was nervous about what I was hearing, I said, well, if he said it, it's for me. I got to do it. And I remember communicating, having this conversation with two of my mentors about it. And they both said, typically, you might face a little opposition with this decision that you're making. But I said, but I believe this is what God told me to do. So he said, I'm going to do it. And when I tell you, I went in under his direction alone, because it was not my decision, was successful. Like, what I was nervous about was no longer a reason to be nervous. Like, the way I was able to stand and articulate myself in front of the people that I was afraid to have this whole conversation with, it was like it happened. But it happened because I listened to what he said to me. It was not my decision, because I was going to take a seat and just chill for the next 2 years. He had different plans for me. So, and I believe when Tabitha speaks about that, I believe that's why we have the relationship that we have right now with three of us. Because I don't make a move. If he don't tell me to do it, I ain't doing it. I don't care who get upset about it. I'm just going to do what he tell me to do, because I don't want to disappoint him.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. My discernment scares me. It does. It scares me because I gave the Lord the keys a long time ago. I said, I don't want to drive no more. You got it. I'm good. Once my mom passed, I said, here you go.
Yeah.
You want me to still do this dance? You call life? Here you go. I'm not doing it. And it's so interesting. The last 2 years between working and unemployment and working and unemployment and then building my content creation thing up, building my own brand is me. I never even knew that was possible. I said, Lord, I'm used to working and, I'm used to having a job and having all these things that I'm usually supposed to have. But I said, I'm going to make you a deal. I said, if this is what you were telling me I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to get on this social networking and educate people and help people because, we can talk health and fitness all day long. I said, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, the only thing I need from you, as I said, make sure I have a roof over my head, make sure I have food in my refrigerator, and make sure I'm surrounded by good people. And I said, you got me. You got me. So even going live on TikTok with complete strangers, that's how I met y'all.
So and he sent you me.
Come on. That's how I met y'all. I'm like, live? I ain't going live on no social network. What are you talking about? So you just have to have, sometimes you got to give the Lord the keys, people. You got to give him the keys and you have to open your eyesight up to what he's trying to show you. Because for so many years, a lot of us, you saw it. You just didn't want to pay attention to it. So now I said, we done built a little something. This January will be a year. We done built we doing a little something. But you ain't went hungry yet, friend.
I'm proud of you.
You ain't went hungry yet. So I'm thankful for both of you for just welcoming me and, just being open to accepting a little old crazy old Andrew. I may look 25, but you gotta be open. You gotta let people in, but that discernment's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. Let him use you. Felt that in my spirit.
That was so good. This episode was so good, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here, being my friends, honey, because we are friends, honey. Y'all are stuck with me, honey.
Period.
Okay. I absolutely love what we are doing. Even though everybody else out here is being nosy, listening to our conversations, but Real Tea, this is the type of stuff that we talk about, in real life. I love the fact that we have a platform to bring it to let people see another side of us. It's fun, and I thank you guys for being the outlet for me to be able to come somewhere where I don't feel judged or I don't feel small, where I can be myself and share my thoughts because, friend, I'm Aquarius, honey. This brain always going, I always have something to say. Not everybody always want to hear it, but I can appreciate the fact that you guys make time to let me be who I am and appreciate who I am in our friendship. So thank you guys very much for being here and doing this Health and Hustle podcast with me.
Absolutely, friend.
Do you guys have anything that y'all want to say in closing of episode 2 of the Health and Hustle podcast?
Yep. It's a wrap.
Y'all thought we wasn't going to be back. But we are. Put that in your group chat and we out of here.
Now let's go eat. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Health and Hustle. Bye, guys.